years ago in an effort to help our fellow Christians experiencing tax issues resolve their matters by taking a simple 3-step approach.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys that specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results. We're also a small firm who will treat you like family, not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed." Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Slow go on the inbound Gowanus. A lot of extra volume making your way between the Belt Merge and the Prospect BQE on the westbound side. That's heavy moving between the Kosciuszko Bridge and the Williamsburg Bridge. LIE westbound, it's a stop-and-go ride between Grand Central and Queens Boulevard. You're going to need a lot of extra time making your way across the East River at the Whitestone Bridge. Construction on the span Queensbound, 2 lanes are down, and that's going to be out there till further notice. You want to stick with the Throgs Neck, no issues there. Working around the southbound side, that is a packed ride approaching the Sheridan. Sheridan northbound, just a little bit sluggish, heading toward Westchester Ave. You're looking pretty good on the Cross Bronx westbound, making your way to the outbound George. No issues from the Bruckner all the way through to underneath the apartments. On the inbound side, it's a great ride on both decks. Also looking good inbound at the Lincoln and Holland alternate side in effect today. Cloudy skies with a chance for a wintry mix this morning. Temperatures steadily drop throughout the afternoon. We'll start at around 50 degrees, dipping into the mid-30s. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
We're going here. Look at that. Streaming. It's so much easier just doing radio. You have to worry about, because we don't have a radio studio for TV, as you can see. But we do the best we can, and we're up, and we got it, and we got it going. See, flawless, effortless. Look at me. If I told you what I went through just to get here, this second right here, let me see. Oh well. Oh Lord, no, it's okay. I got it. I put the concealer under the eyes, because I'm on my way to surgery. And before I met a great plastic surgeon, by the way, at that Doodles for Hunger thing. This plastic surgeon was the handsomest guy I've ever seen in my life. I went, wow, could you make me look like you? He goes, we can do a lot of things, so I'll get there. In the meantime, I'm slapping makeup on because we're on TV and we're streaming. And Lord knows I have a face for radio. Good morning. At 7 minutes after 6 o'clock. What a wild 24 hours I've had. What a surprise, Joe. I got to tell you what I did yesterday. Then we'll get into the news of the day, and we have guests, and we are streaming on YouTube and on Facebook, and we'll get all that information out to you as I try to adjust the makeup on my eyes. Hey, so yesterday afterwards, I say, okay, now I got to go. I'm going to go out, and I have to go. A friend calls and says, Joe, could you drop by the Freedom Tower? Could you drop by the Freedom Tower? It would close right by Wall Street because they're doing an event. It's called CORE. It's like, I don't know, something of restaurant employees. CORE, something about restaurant employees. Like they watch out for restaurant employees if they have problems, if they get sick. These are the restaurant owners and they take care of their employees. Great organization. I had no idea. My buddy, he has a number of restaurants up and down the East Coast. Great guy. Hey, can you drop by? He's the guy, intimate hour. Hi, how are you? We around the table. Everybody talking? Just you and I. That's it. That's it. So after the divorce with Kimberly, after she left me, and my heart was absolutely broken, destroyed, the love of my life gone, and it was over. This gentleman said, "Oh, I have somebody that you might want to meet." That's kind. And he set me up with this lovely gal from Philadelphia, and it was great. And it kind of really eased the pain. You don't forget when your friends are there for you. I was upset. I was heartbroken. And my buddy said, "Here, Joe," and he walked me through that very early on. Gosh, already over 12 years ago already. And I've known him for like 15 years. So I'm showing up because I don't forget. I don't forget. Non dimenticare. When you help me out, I don't forget. Loyalty. It's fast going away in this society. So I go over Freedom Tower. Beautiful. Now I walk over to the Freedom Tower. I always like to walk by Ground Zero. And it's interesting, even when my cousin came in from Italy, Gerardina, she went over there, to Ground Zero. You have to go there and pay your tribute. And I said a couple prayers, at the wells. And it's a beautiful memorial for 9/11. And then I walked into the Freedom Tower there, and I went up way up the top. It is the best place to have an event. And now, listen, it must cost a fortune. I don't know, but it was so I go in and I'm shaking hands. I said, because I have to go to another event after that. Yes, I do. Friend, I'm going to be loyal. I'm going to do it for my friends. But meantime, I go up there. So the guys are going to love this. What do? I'm up shaking hands. Joe Piscopo. Oh, hey, it's about. And I met a lot of folks. Very nice. I said thank you. And I was with my buddy. And then I met one guy who was great dressed, a big Frank Sinatra fan. So there's a group singing, and there's a saxophone, bass, and a keyboard, and they're pretty good. And they're at the top of the Freedom Tower. So I look over there, and one guy's a big Frank Sinatra fan, and I go, "Oh, you sing Frank Sinatra?" He goes, "Yes, I do." I voluntarily went over and sang Frank Sinatra at this event. No one even asked me, "Joe, do Sinatra." I went over to the keyboard player, Peter, oh gosh, I wish I remembered. Peter Doyle, was that his name? And very good. I said, you would fly me to the moon? Fly me to the moon. I'm singing at the cocktail party now. It was hysterical. You know what? It was nice because it was spontaneous. It was fun. And I'm singing. Now I'm singing for my buddy. And the other guy comes over who likes Frank Sinatra. He starts singing. And the night's not even started yet, So I stayed a little while, did my due diligence there, and then I ran over to Upper West Side. Look at this, yesterday. And there was a Barnes & Noble, really nice Barnes & Noble. I don't get to the Upper West Side that much anymore. It's so New York. It's so New York. And you go in there, just the eclectic folks walking around, and a bookstore. They still have books. Remember books of Barnes & Noble? But this is like super Barnes & Noble. And then they had like a book signing for this book and for my doctor friend, Dr. Younger, and it's called The Autoimmune Brain. And how you could there's 5 steps for treating chronic pain, depression, anxiety, fatigue, and attention disorder. This describes my personality in 5 steps right here, and things I worry about constantly in this book. Now I'm hosting a book signing at Barnes & Noble. Oh, and then I thought I should really video this, because is this not a reality show, right? Wife swap, forget wife swap. Follow me around. I'm singing at the top of the Freedom Tower, and then within that next hour, I'm hosting. Great to have you with us at the book signing for Dr. Younger. And do you have fatigue or ADD? Because we know the reason. And I'm hosting this thing. Dr. Younger is joining us in the 9 o'clock hour. You will love this book, by the way. Flu shots. Do flu shots cause something? Vaccines, do they cause something? And we're doing the give and take, question and answer. And there was a doctor from John Hopkins, and he said, no, those vaccines don't cause, attention deficit like you'll hear. So it's going to be very interesting. But holy me, what a day. And I'm just running around. I got a couple hours sleep. I ran back here, and here I am in the morning with you. Just as fun. It was fun, and it's great. And then I try to stay with the news so I can report the news to you. It's all fake. It's all great. Only thing is what's happening in Israel. We'll get to that. There's more violence in Israel, and we'll break that all down for you too. It's funny when Israel kills a terrorist, then of course everybody's got to fight back, and they have to get upset about it. But we'll get into that shortly. Daniel Gertrude's going to join us. He's got this new book called Financial Karma. Anthony Pope is with us. Steve Perillo. Can I say special announcement? Special announcement this morning, right here. Special announcement with Steve Perillo. I need a makeup artist. John Burnett, managing director of Empire Group. We know John. John's going to join us as well. Mike Gallagher is going to join. David Younger, Dr. Younger, and Kimberly Kravitz, who is our pal. She is a producer and reporter for Jersey Matters. So it's Joe on the radio. We're here. With phone lines are open at 877-970-2999. And it's everybody. By the way, this is what gets me kind of crazy when I see the news and I see where they're trying to take us. And they have these hearings. I don't even want to talk about it because it's all fake. Trust me on this. All those that inquiry hearings, and they drop the word impeachment, it's all going to go away. I predict this will get the president elected in a landslide. However, and again, I'm objective when I say that. I just don't understand how they're that this is going from one step to the next step, and they keep intensifying it, and then that's all the news that you're going to see. Certainly on mainstream media, you can hear about it, and I'll touch on it peripherally just to let you know what's going on, but it's all fake. It's going nowhere. Trust me on this. It's going to be another big bust going nowhere. They have nothing. And then today, President Trump had another conversation with Yakov Smirnov, or what was the guy? He's the president. The president of the Ukraine. It is Yakov Smirnov doing a character. The comedian who's running a country, which, gosh almighty, you know what I'm saying. Why not, man? Why not? So the president released another phone call just to show that there was no quid pro quo. Oh, my Lord. I don't even want to get into it. So it's good to have you with us, and we welcome you. By the way, YouTube, Facebook, George is here. And Matt, I see Matt Sambolin is here, Kara's here, and Mert is here, and I lost my glasses, but I'm gonna try these glasses. These are too small for my big head. Frankie, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Joe.
Where did we find these?
Morning, Joe.
They were laying around.
I don't know. Mertavius found them.
I appreciate it. I will now Durasand the glasses.
Oh, boy.
Because, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna fit. My reading glasses, I lost. And then after I did the whole thing, the book signing thing.
It went well. It sounds like.
You know what? A lot of people showed up, and by the way, if you're listening and you were at that book signing last night, thank you, because I don't know how. And again, I always tip of a hat to our bosses because they know, and I don't know. I'm a neophyte at this. They know people listen. I said, how many people listen to radio in the morning? Most of the crowd applauded. And it was a nice turnout at Barnes & Noble.
Who was the one that didn't?
Yeah, well, I took his name.
Good. All right. Well, that's good.
So then I step away, and the guy says to me, he goes, Joe, I so identify with you on the radio. Nice kid. Young guy, too. If he was 30, he goes, I'm a germaphobe. I don't want to touch anybody. I said, and he was serious. He goes, I don't like any, and I worry about, I'm a hypochondriac as well. I said, I know, you're like, it's a...
Did he stay at a distance from you? Did he not even reach his hand?
He did not shake my hand.
That's right. Okay. Hi, I'm in a bubble.
I told him about Duracell. I'm explaining to the guy. We're talking about autoimmune systems and your autoimmune
That's your
brain.
P1 right there with Duracell.
And I said, and I'm going, Duracell. He goes, what is that? I said, it's Duracell. You can hear me advertise D-U-R-I-S-A. And I'm showing the guy Duracell. But he didn't shake my hand, which I
Did he take the Duracell? Or did he write it down?
No. I need.
Why don't you just use the whole? What are you doing?
I'm sterilizing these
You're
glasses.
sterilizing it. You sprayed it for 5 minutes. Some of it got in your coffee. It's going to enhance your coffee.
It's Duracell.
And then you're going to put them on you.
No, I need like tissue.
towel.
We are the. Let's see, I swear to goodness, Al is like my radio wife because we have
I want
nothing.
a divorce.
When we
How much does it cost?
we have nothing. When we come in, we don't have food.
Excuse me, Mr.
We don't
Piscopo,
have
why
tissues.
are you paying alimony to one Al Gattuso?
They cramp us into a little corner, and it says, and we still. And
How much a month?
Whenever
What?
whenever I need something, a Big Al does. Okay, I'm going to hate these glasses. You got a close up, George? We're going for a close up.
Oh boy, here we go.
Dare I do this?
Look pretty good.
I can't see. I'm blinded.
Oh my
Wow.
God! You done it again.
I'm not. Good, fine, but I'm not this blind yet. Wow, I can't.
What are those, like a 5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Do my eyes look like hi?
Hey.
My eyes are all black. Let me see if I can read. I can read pretty good, but I'm nauseous as I.
Yeah, that's
No, it's a little much, but we'll go. So I wrote these look like.
Oh, you
old
found
people.
other glasses.
Well,
Let me see.
they're old people glasses.
Oh no, I like them.
I'm Chuck Schilber. Chuck Schilber. Hi, Chuck Schilber,
What's
please.
something very nice to say about
Sunday, I'm
Peter
going to
King
say something
yesterday.
that doesn't matter about anything, and it's going to make all the news. Chuck Schumer. And I look like Jerry Lewis now, too. They're actually not too
They're
bad.
good.
He's not too
No,
bad.
they're good.
Okay, I'll go with this.
Senator Schumer did have something very nice to say about Peter
Me?
King yesterday.
About me?
No, about Peter King.
That
who
was nice. That was nice.
Not running for re-election, so
Yeah.
it was
Hey,
very
guys,
nice of him.
And we're going to miss Peter. Is Congressman coming on the show when he can?
Tomorrow, I believe.
Okay, great. So you know what's funny, guys? I talked intimate hour. We're gathering around the kitchen table, 6:17. as I walked, and this is nothing funny or anything. This is really weird because I lost my glasses. Walking from the North Tower to South Tower Wells, at Ground Zero, and then I went to go into the Freedom Tower, and then I saw on the ground glasses. I saw on the ground glasses. How do I know that I would lose my glasses? But and they were just like somebody dropped their reading glasses, whatever.
Well, it sounds like they were your glasses that you dropped.
No. I wouldn't recognize anything. But you know what I thought about? It's like, that whole day. You forget about that whole day being around that. And people are and tourists are there. But tourists are there taking pictures in a solemn way. It's nice. It is such a sacred place. When I think about that, and I know people listening now probably lost people there, and I just thought about that morning when you hear, when Mayor Giuliani talks about it, or Bernard Kerik talks about it. And it's great the way we turned it around in New York, especially Lower Manhattan. Turned around. That Freedom Tower is gorgeous. And did you see the picture I posted by chance?
Yeah.
Of the Statue of Liberty
Very
overlooking?
nice.
It was really, really nice. But very, very, very moving. And not to forget, when you go to the Freedom Tower and you see how great it is, you feel the intensity of it. Hey, so Joe in the morning, we're good. Can I sit down now, George?
Yes.
And who's trafficking today?
Brandy Scott.
Brandy Scott again. Susie Sarone will join us tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Okay, all right. But Brandy does a good job. And
Does a
very
great
good.
job.
Frankie,
Brandy's
you okay?
a fine girl.
Yep.
Yes, I'm great.
Brandy's a
Fine girl.
Okay, name of the group. Come on.
Oh, God.
Don't answer it. Somebody will know. It was.
Can I look it up? Or-
Captain. No. Oh, look, everybody goes to the Google Meisters. No. Who sang Brandy? You fine girl. It was. We'll come back. We'll get to it because that's the most important story of the morning, right?
Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Looking. Who made that? You know what? I was on the radio. I used to play that. That was around the
Yeah, it was
era
a
when
big
I was on
70s.
the
Great
radio.
Well, they
song. Still
reintroduced in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 in the soundtrack.
George,
so.
George, I'm sorry. I should just look at my. Yeah, it's not so bad. No, it's not so bad. Okay, I'm just trying the glasses on. Hey, it's a crazy morning. It's with Joe and Frank and Al, and we are here. And a good morning to you. And you know what? Again, when I go out and I go about, and I see you out there, and people say the nicest things to me, or they go, Joe Piscopo, wow, you're still alive, or whatever you say, whatever they say to me. You're Joe Pesci, are you? Whatever you say. We are a nice people. We are a nice people. Everybody. And I talk to people, the nicest people in the world. No matter what you believe in. One guy said to me, I got to tell you, at the bookstore, Joe, you are and I wish I could remember exactly what he said because it was so nice. I know we got a break. This guy said to me, you're the epitome of human generosity.
Oh.
On the radio.
I think that's true.
Your voice.
It's
is
very
just,
astute.
he went on and on and on. He goes, and we wish you would stop talking about Donald Trump.
Hey, man.
I swear to God, he said that.
But was
And he
it-
goes, because we talk about all the good things, so you don't talk so much about the president. I said, okay, fair enough. You know what I mean? But it was nice, and we were all in this together, and everybody's got to stop being so crazy. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see on TV, man. Don't believe nothing what you see and less of what you hear. 621 with Joe on the radio, coming right back. Brandy Scott's on the road. She's a fine girl. Looking Glass on AM 970, The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. Starting out across the Hudson inbound at the George, you've got no issues on the upper level. Lower level, though, watch out for a crash taking out the left lane under the apartments. It's a 10-minute ride and building there. Inbound Lincoln will cost you about 15. Inbound Holland running at about 10 minutes. Still a very heavy ride heading across the East River at the Whitestone Bridge. We've got some road work taking out 2 lanes on the span. That's going to be out there till further notice. You definitely want to use the Triborough or the Throgsneck Bridge as your alternates. Bruckner on the southbound side, you've got a packed ride moving between the Cross Bronx and the Sheridan. Sheridan northbound still a little bit heavy moving between Westchester Ave and the Cross Bronx. Slowdowns on the Cross Bronx westbound heading to the outbound George between the Bruckner and the Sheridan. Then you're in pretty good shape through to underneath the apartments. This report is sponsored by Discover. Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score, and checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
For my lunch.
Time to go.
I can't. Al.
Oh, what's the matter, honey?
I dropped my wallet. Hi, George. We're good. Thank
There's
you
no
so
money
much.
in there anyway. What are you worried about?
I tipped it all out. I swear to goodness, I take more money out and I use it for tips. Hi, oh wait, Joe. Hi, here, have $20. Hi.
Still alive? That's an extra 50.
Dead heat, you got it. Hey, you were great with
Pesci? Nothing.
No, because if they think I'm Joe Pesci, I feel obligated.
You got to
to
give
tip.
him more money.
Yeah,
because
because it's Joe Pesci, and I love Joe. And Dan Aykroyd, yes, here's more money because I want to leave a nice representation. Hey, good morning, Joe on the radio. So it's silly and it's good, and we're here on AM 970, The Answer. And I want to tell you about Michael's of Brooklyn. Have you gone yet? You got to check out Michael's of Brooklyn, right there on Avenue R in Nostrand, right there. One of the 5 best Italian restaurants in the United States of America, and that's according to the Food Network. And when you go to a grocery store, this is what you got to try. Just try it. Yeah, that's all I ask, is that you try it. You see Michael's of Brooklyn, there's a lot of sauces. You see all the gravies up there? You ever go past a supermarket like that? And you look and you go, wow, what do? I always look for the Michael's of Brooklyn. And what's great about Michael's of Brooklyn, I was there when Mary took us over there, a superstar sales gal took us over to see Fred and Johnny. And I told you about Michael on the phone talking to Target, selling Michael's of Brooklyn like the Target. I mean, I'm telling you, it's all over the country now. I like to say it happened after they started advertising at the Piscopo show. I'm just saying. So now when I go and I see all the sauces, Michael's of Brooklyn is everywhere. And I'll tell you, it's the best jarred sauce anywhere. But if you're in New York and Jersey and you're listening to us on the radio, and you're close by, you're in Connecticut, you've got to make the trip to Avenue R and Nostrand. That's right there in Brooklyn, New York, and you will experience one of the 5 best Italian restaurants. The food is spectacular, and the ambiance is great. And what I always tell you is I love the authentic Italian heritage that you experience as soon as you step into Michael's of Brooklyn. We love it. We love Fred. We love Johnny. The whole Cacace family is spectacular. They're family, and we love for you to try Michael's of Brooklyn, serving the most authentic taste of Italy for over 50 years.
In an era where it's tough to know which news outlet to trust, at a time where it's difficult to find facts, not just opinion, there is an oasis in the news desert. It's the Cats Roundtable. John Catsimatidis, the personification of the American dream, who built a multi-billion-dollar business empire, talks with some of the nation's top newsmakers every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. You won't just hear partisan spin. You'll hear directly from the newsmakers who are shaping the news cycle in the city, the country, and the world. On the Cats Roundtable, you won't just hear about politics. You'll hear about science, business, education, animal rights, and any other topics that you're interested in. Catch the Cats Roundtable every Sunday morning, starting at 8:30, right after Morano in the Morning on AM 970. The Answer.
All right, you heard me tell you about Parian and Sons for years now. Parian and Sons about Glenn and Debbie and Katie and Maria. Well, after 98 years, Parian and Sons is they're going out of business. They're going to retire. Glenn and Maria are retiring. We wish them all the very, very best. But first, they must liquidate everything store-wide. Everything at Parian and Sons has been discounted up to 70%. You got the holidays coming on. Are you panicking like me? I am. You have to go to Parian & Sons, do like I did, and like I do. I go to Parian & Sons. You'll get up to 70% off the superior quality diamonds, watches, designer jewelry. I'm telling you what, when I went over there, I keep telling you, the beautiful stones that I keep telling you about at Parian & Sons, well, 70% off right now, please. I'm just telling you. You go see Glenn, go see Maria. I heard you on Piscopo. What can you do for me? And thank you. Say thank you for being around 100 years, almost 100 years, a landmark store. This week, you can buy the jewelry and watches of your dreams at up to 70% off. Nothing is held back. Parian & Sons, going out of business sale. It's on right now, and it's very easy to get to. It's right there on Franklin Avenue in beautiful Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
They do have faces for radio, but you can still watch the Joe Piscopo Show now on Facebook or YouTube. AM970theanswer.com.
This portion of Piscopo in the Morning brought to you by Modell's Sporting Goods Stores.
Hi, what happened? Hi.
I didn't have the
there's
button
Brandy.
pushed
You didn't have what?
I didn't have the button pushed it.
We got Cthulhu.
All right, you okay? He could tool it himself. How's that like? Hey, good morning, Joe Piscopo on the radio.
Ruined the whole thing.
Great
That's it,
day.
I'm going home.
So Frank asked, it was so funny. So me singing Frank Sinatra at this event, the Freedom Tower, no one asked Joe do Sinatra. I mean, I am having fun on this radio journey because it's so crazy. The schedule you guys have kept. You've been doing this, Frank, since you've been like 12. And Al, you as well. You guys been doing it almost 15, 20 years, like that long?
Well, we've been together about 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually 11 years.
So I'm enjoying it. And when you get out and about, it's great to be. So I'm at that event, and I actually go up and I start singing. And Frank asked me off mic, said, did this was a paid gig? It was not. It was because my friend Barry, who was a longtime friend, and he's a Philadelphia guy, and I was through the divorce, and I said, wow. I said, Kimberly left me, man. I was devastated, you know. He said, well, look, come on, why don't you come with me? And he has restaurants here, restaurants there. I met some people, and you just need to kind of, you need a little, cushion after the divorce, right? Otherwise, you get hit you. And Barry's
He provided the cushion.
Named Ashley.
Very nice.
I did that, but I shouldn't talk about this.
Well, too late now.
I know. You're around our kitchen table. It was just what the doctor ordered. Is what.
Oh my! I mean, really. We have a matchmaker show on Sundays. You want to talk about?
Can I lean on the phone, please?
I mean,
you get upset if Rachel
Sundays,
ever
5
said to you
o'clock.
tonight after you got married, and like even how long you been married?
Would you like him to get to 2 months?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
45 days.
45 days.
And she
50
said,
days,
I'm done. I'm done.
Wow.
Would you be heartbroken?
I would. I don't think I would take it well.
All right. And Al, and you,
February is 20 years. If she said
20 years.
Yeah, February would be 20 years.
20 years. You're ready for a new.
Oh, is that right? Oh, good. Want to tell my wife that? That's good. That's real nice.
Well, it should be like I always say. It should be like a driver's license when you get married. You should have to renew it every
You know
couple
what it
of
is,
years.
4
Joe?
years. You
Every
gotta
4
renew it.
years.
So you think 4 years you should renew the contract?
I think you should have it.
No, not 4. 10, 15, 20.
Frank, 4.
4 is
2.
No, that's
18 months.
excessive.
Listen to the two of you.
But you know what it is?
No,
when,
wait a second. Listen to the two of you.
Here comes
I'm
the-
married
the-
almost
the
20
Tulo
years.
train.
No, wait.
But
You're
I
sitting
hear
here.
that train a coming. Its name
You're
is
sitting
Al
here saying
Gattulo.
every 4 years you should renew your vows.
Well, I don't know.
You're saying
20,
15, 20,
Yeah,
whatever.
right. That's right.
Whatever. Just why? Why do you have to renew them at all?
I was just
Unless
about
you don't
to
want
say
to be with the
before I
person
was
anymore.
interrupted.
You can't wait till Friday.
Yeah, why are you off Friday again?
Because I'm going to Atlantic City.
Oh, are you?
It's like you just take off to play. Is there any time?
Oh my God! Wait a second. Wait, I'm sorry.
No, Joe, in
What
fairness,
2 people in this room spent 10 days in Italy? Oh, that's right. You too.
first of all, we
Right.
were working.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you were
But-
working on your 8th glass of wine. At least Joe called in responsibly.
Yeah. No, well, second.
Struggling to eat some
I was
regatta.
just about to defend you by saying there was something beer related out there in Atlantic City that I'm sure you were going out
No,
there
I'm
for.
going to see Sting, actually.
Oh, very nice.
Al never goes. I'm going to a wedding. I'm going to a baptism.
Right,
I'm
a
going
station
to.
event,
I have to
yes.
work. It's always like some kind of rock and roll concert.
Station event. I did Saturday.
Look at me divert here. Where's Sting playing, by the way?
Hard Rock.
Oh, great. That's
Yeah.
great. That's cool.
Yeah, it can be great.
Yeah,
It'll be a fun show. My wife's
He's
never
performing Thursday night or Friday night?
Friday night.
So why do you need off Friday morning?
Because I felt like it. I have a lot of vacation days I don't take. Screw the both of you. You know what? I'm not explaining myself. You'll be well in the capable hands
We
of
want
Matt
to be Al
Sambon.
Gattulo when we grow up, man.
That's
I'll tell
right.
you. So
So
go
what
ahead.
I was going to say is the reason marriage should be
And another thing. No, I'm just,
should be, as you say, Joe, every 20 years or so, either party can kind of, walk
Step
away
away,
without
yeah.
repercussions or anything like that.
Hashtag walk away.
Is
Repercussions.
because around the time people started getting married, a couple thousand years ago, lifespans were much shorter than they are now. So you were not expected to be married to the same person for 80 years, 70 years, 60 years. You were expected 15, 20, 30 years, because then one partner or the other was going to die. Now, lifespans have gotten so long that I think it's an
You hope the other-
unreasonable.
you hope
no,
the
I
other
think it's an
person dies.
unreasonable expectation. And if you look,
Sorry.
Joe, if you look at the there is, I think, some parallel between the rising divorce rate and the rising lifespan. Now, obviously, there's a lot of factors that play into the divorce rate, liberalization of divorce laws and everything else. But I do think the fact that people are living so long now plays a role there. I'd be curious what the listeners think.
No, you got to stay married. What do I always tell you, young people? What do I always tell you?
Stay with your first wife.
Stay with your first wife, man. 'Cause it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. You go, I think it's going to be better. Oh, look, I met the hottest person, and I'm going to leave, and then it messes up the family. It messes up the children. It messes. Listen to me. I know from experience.
But see, I don't know about that. I've had two friends who've been married once, and both marriages ended in a divorce. Both spouses were cheating on those particular people. They got married a second time. Both very happy. Kids,
It'll end. The next one.
I think it.
How could you say that? Then be an advocate for marriage?
Well, I think you need
to stay with the first wife because it's going to happen again.
Yeah, but if those people were cheating on them
That's all
and
right.
causing all kinds of strife, why would you want to stay with them?
Yeah, well, that's true. Forgiveness is the thing, man. Praise Jesus. I don't know that I can forgive. That happens a lot. And then I met somebody, I don't know, is a pretty famous person, and they said,
Tell us who it is.
no, I can't.
come on.
I can't. That I
More
won't
famous
do.
than you.
No,
Give us
no.
Come on, hint.
More or less famous than you.
Honestly. Well, maybe a little less.
Okay.
all right, so then spill it.
No.
Spill it.
But this person is an
Former
anonymous
Saturday
person.
Night Live superstar?
No, listen,
Wait,
listen,
no,
no, listen.
I'll tell you who it is.
They apparently were married. Then they had an affair, and then they come back, and the other partner took them back.
Colin Quinn. Is it Colin Quinn?
In Living Color?
I'm
Was
not
somebody on
talking.
In Living Color?
I'm not talking.
No?
I'm not talking.
Keenan Ivory Williams?
No, but so they step away. Can you take somebody back after they have a little thing, and then they go back?
Well,
and they're happily
you-
married now.
you
They're happily
know.
married now.
You
huh?
know. That would never happen.
Every relationship's different. It's very easy to judge when you're not in the relationship. You don't know what kind of dynamics are in any individual relationship or any individual circumstance.
Then I met somebody you guys would love if I told you the name. I'm not going to tell you the name.
Oh,
Just
no.
tell us.
You're gonna tell
Oh,
us.
no.
Oh, no.
No
you're
one's
gonna tell
listening.
us.
Dating an ex who he divorced. Dating an ex. So
This is Larry King, isn't it? It's Larry King? No.
Hello, Moose Jaw.
Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Hello.
He dated an ex. So I said-
Shauna, she
I
left me. I took her back
I
five
called, I
times.
called this gentleman aside and said, "Hey, man," I said, "Who's that pretty girl you with?" My ex. I said, whoa. Yeah, my second ex.
I think that's pretty
my
common,
second ex.
actually.
Divorced her. They're dating.
Kids?
That happens.
They have kids together?
No.
No kids?
No kids.
Oh, then that's
And he looked
probably
very
why.
happy. He
Yeah,
looked
because
very happy.
there's no, they're not fighting over the children. They're not
Yeah.
fighting over
Yeah.
alimony or anything like that. When you
This
get
is
all that stuff out
so
of the
much
way.
more interesting than impeachment inquiry. I really am. I think so. I can't even go there.
Can we ask Schiff's opinion on that?
Oh, please. I'm at it with this class. I like the way Nancy Pelosi just disappeared. Nancy Pelosi. You ever notice Nancy Pelosi sounds like she's trying to imitate Marilyn Monroe? Is that me? The way she talks like that, and then moves the mouth, and she's like, Adam, you go ahead. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Schiff's by himself out there. She ran for
No,
the
she has
hills.
this thing when she
She
talks
ran
out
for
of the side
hills,
of her
man.
mouth.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that do that. They seem to. They want to. I don't know if they want to lose their accent or something. They seem to want to talk out of the side of the. Who cares? Just talk.
I know. Hey, 6:35 with Joe on the radio. Believe it or not, we do have a radio show.
We do?
These guys.
Not if you listen to the last 10 minutes, you'd be a full advocate of divorce.
Hear that train a coming, that Cthulhu train a coming. Joe on the radio. I wanted to plug something. I didn't write it down. It's okay. Anything can happen this morning. 877-970-2999. You're more than welcome. I'm going to Los Angeles this weekend. Are you excited? I'm taking Charlie with me. Is that
That's
great?
nice. When are you leaving?
Friday after the show.
After the show.
Yeah.
You're not taking off Friday morning so that you can go to something Friday night?
Oh, he's taking off. Matt's laughing. He's taking off going to see Sting.
Yep, that's right.
Sting. He takes off. And also I should leave Thursday because it would be easier if I left Thursday. Go out there. Why? I want to be on the air
I took
Friday.
off a day
I
2
won't
weeks
leave you,
ago.
Frankie.
I
Five
took
Boroughs.
off a day 2
I'm
weeks
here.
ago because I
I'm
didn't
here.
like the person that was filling in for you.
Oh, stop it.
Which we made full disclosure
Stop it.
of.
Stop it.
And I'm
Very
taking off.
professional.
And who did a great job.
I'm
Absolutely.
telling the truth. Everyone's, he's sick. He's just, no. Full disclosure. No reason to hide it.
The Cthulhu Meister. Okay.
Thank you.
When we come back, we will try to put a semblance of a radio show
Maybe.
together. Maybe.
Got a lot of time.
It's Joe on the radio. Great to have you with us. We're YouTubing. Matt Sambolin, did you send me the hookup of how someone could just click a link and get onto YouTube or Facebook. Did you send that to me? Okay, because I'd like to post
The
that.
simplest way is if people are on Facebook, just type in AM 970 The Answer. It comes right up.
Takes you right to the page, and you can click right on it.
Cool. Okay, we'll do that. Hey, Joe on the radio, AM 970 The Answer it is. Big Al's got the headline news live and local on AM970TheAnswer.com.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
56 degrees at 6:37. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Governor Cuomo says the application fee for veterans and their spouses will soon be waived when they apply to state schools. The announcement coincides with Veterans Day yesterday, and the move expected to save vets between $50 and $65 when applying to SUNY and CUNY schools. Cuomo says we must do everything we can to support vets. State college official, though, tells the New York Post it's a great cause for veterans, but no additional funding is being provided to make up the fee. The NYPD is facing backlash after removing a woman from a Brooklyn subway station for allegedly selling churros. Supporters gathered for a rally at the Broadway Junction station yesterday as police say the woman, known as Elsa, is a repeat offender and doesn't have a permit to sell food. Advocates say even if she applied for a food vendor license, she wouldn't get one because the city isn't issuing anymore, and the MTA has its own rules on selling foods in the subways. Meantime, Mayor de Blasio says he believes the NYPD handled the matter appropriately. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, your National League Rookie of the Year. He earned the honor after setting a Major League Rookie record with 53 home runs this past season, topping the mark set by Yankee Aaron Judge back in 2017. He joins current teammates Jacob deGrom and former stars Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Tom Seaver, and John Matlack as the sixth Met to win the award. Monday Night Football, Seahawks gave the 49ers their first loss of the year, beating them in overtime 27-24. And college hoops tonight on The Answer. St. John's takes on New Hampshire. Pregame at 6:40. Tip-off is at 7. Stuck in traffic? Brandy Scott's got the answer.
Slow go on the Staten Island Expressway, making your way eastbound, approaching Highland Boulevard. We've got an accident blocking the right lane. You are hitting the brakes from Clove Road. Once you get past that, not too bad of a ride inbound at the Verrazano Bridge. Delays on the Van Wyck northbound heading toward the Belt. You're going to see some slowdowns on the LIE westbound moving between the Van Wyck and the ramps at 80th Street. Grand Central on the westbound side, a stop-and-go ride approaching LaGuardia. Still hitting the brakes across the East River at the Whitestone Bridge. Roadwork has 2 lanes out on the Spen, and that's going to be out there till further notice. You want to stick with the Throgs Neck. You're in pretty good shape there right now. 80 on the westbound side, stall in the right lane by exit 63 in Saddlebrook. Inbound across the Hudson, George looking like 10 minutes upstairs. Lower level, that crash cleared out of the way. Going to cost you about 15 minutes. Inbound Lincoln and Holland, 15 to 20 each. Alternate side in effect today. Cloudy skies this morning with a chance for a winter mix. Then temperatures steadily drop in the afternoon. We'll be dipping down into the mid-30s. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970 The Answer.
Sponsored by AP Book. For more than a year, the whole of Vermont was captivated by the hunt for a runaway golden retriever. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
Good morning, Joe Piscopo on the radio, 20 minutes before 7 o'clock on AM 970. The Answer. Great to have you with us this morning, telling you about balance of nature. I love telling you about balance of nature because I am a hypochondriac health nut. And only because I had the cancer way back when. And they tell you have cancer, and they gave me a cure rate 10 years after that. 1981, I was on SNL. They said, you have cancer. It's a medullary carcinoma in your thyroid. Whoa, man. They took the thyroid out, Ever since then, people say why I eat like I eat. The guys always bust my chops, how I eat like I eat, or why I'm always exercising. It's because what they told me all those years ago. They told you got to exercise. You don't put too much alcohol in your body. Try to stay healthy. And then they kept telling me about antioxidants. And Dr. Marvin Belsky, I'll never forget, great guy in New York, great New York doctor. And he would say, I said, what's antioxidants? He goes, well, anything orange, fruits and vegetables like that. I'm going, wow. So I've tried to stay on that regimen, but I can't because of my schedule is so crazy. So thank God for balance of nature, because Dr. Douglas Howard, another medical doctor, he saw the way, came up with the whole concept to put antioxidants, fruits, and vegetables in capsule form. That's all balance of nature is. So when I take my balance of nature every single morning, when I take it after the show, and then I take the vegetables later on in the day, and I'm at the game at the West Point, Joe, how is balance of nature? And I reach into my back pocket and I have the balance of nature with me. It really is, and I use the word miraculous, because it's so nice to find something that works, and balance of nature works. And I ask that you just try it, because I worry about you. Your schedule is just like mine. We're all in this together. and I know how busy you are as well. Try Balance of Nature. This is not an FDA clinical study. This is Joe talking to you like the family, like the friend that you are. If you try Balance of Nature, I think you'll see a big difference on your energy level, your wellness, and the fact that antioxidants attack the free radicals in your body. It just gives you more energy. At least that's for me, and I think it'll happen for you. So now you get a 35% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. How about that? And this offer may end at any time, so don't wait to start Dr. Howard's Health Challenge, please. You know the number, 800-2468-751. 800-2468-751. Or start here, please, balanceofnature.com. But you have to remember, please, to use the discount code, The Answer.
Save big every week at Modell's. Visit your local store for special unadvertised deals. Shop all kinds of styles from brands you love like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Champion, Unipro, and much more. Are you an athlete and gearing up for the season? We've got you covered for every sport. Whether it's your first time playing or you're a seasoned veteran, Modell's is the place to go. But wait, what about professional sports? Don't worry, we've got that too. Whether you're the casual or diehard sports fan, we've got jerseys, tees, hats, and much more. You gotta go to Moe's.
Get in on Black Friday deals early by starting now with Lowe's, where you'll find everything you need to deck your halls and more. Get a Lowe's gift card worth up to $50 when you buy select artificial Christmas trees. And brighten the holidays indoors and out. And save on a Holiday Living 100-count clear or multicolored mini light set now for just $1.99. Whatever you need to get your home ready for the holidays, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 11/13 U.S. only.
Frank, can I have the coin, please?
I gave it to you right there.
Thank you, Mommy. This is so cool. George, I'm going to ask for a close-up. This is this coin I've been telling you about. We got time 6:43. This is so cool, and I want you to give it to all your liberal friends. Watch. Isn't that fun, Al? Look how beautiful this coin is. Can you see that, Georgie? Look at that. This is if you go to TrumpCoin2020.com, I'm going to take this out. Look how beautiful this coin is. You can check it out.
That is nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
It's a perfect present. This is such a good present for the holidays coming up. Here you go. Thank you, George. I'm sorry. You went close, and I kind of look at that there. If you see online, you can see the Donald Trump coin. This is great. And they say if you just want to get a gift, it's for your conservative friends or people who support America. But I just like that. If you get somebody who's really progressive, socialist, left, how great is this? Hey, Merry Christmas. And say Merry Christmas when you give it to them. No matter what the holiday is. Just say Merry Christmas. Here. And then hand them this coin. Come on. You got to do it with me. Seriously, as you can see, this is a beautiful limited edition collector's piece just in time for the 2020 re-election campaign. The front of this new silver 1-ounce coin features the bust of President Trump with his hand over his heart with the American flag flying behind him. The reverse side, I'm turning it around. Thank you, George. George has a close-up of this as we broadcast and stream live. The reverse side of the coin features President Trump's promise to the American people: we will make Americans strong again, proud again, safe again. We will make America great again. Noble Gold is giving you a special offer because you're listening to Piscopo. If you use the code Piscopo, look how nice that coin looks, man. That's cool, Frankie, right? That's beautiful.
I like it.
Look at that. Use the code Piscopo.
Like
you receive $10 off and a free collector's case, okay? You just got to go to TrumpCoin2020.com. Use that promo code Piscopo for $10 off the new Donald Trump Commander-in-Chief coin, plus a new collector's case to display this beautiful silver commemorative coin. All right, this offer is only valid for a very limited time, so please don't wait. You have to visit, please, TrumpCoin2020.com, promo code Piscopo.
The Joe Piscopo Show, streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Or tune in at AM970theanswer.com.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Jersey Joe on the radio. Good morning, good morning. God, I love that you're with us. I just feel like, no, you want to get out there, and I get out and about, and you're so kind, and we travel around the world. We go, and what do you need? The Trump coin? You're afraid I'm going to lose it. He's afraid I'm going to lose it.
Exactly.
It's so nice. I'm holding my Donald Trump coin, and then you see his hand reaching over.
Come on.
What was the soupy sales? White A fang, white fang.
White fang, right.
That's what that hand was. You afraid I'm going to lose it?
Yes.
So you're going to hold on to it?
I'll be Sherlock from the Magic Garden.
This is mine, you know.
I know it's yours.
You're gonna hold
I'm
it?
going to hold on to it.
Guard it.
And keep it in a safe place so
Please.
that you don't lose it.
Great.
That's the instructions that I was given by Laura.
I'm panicking. First of all, I have to say to you listening and watching, thank you for tuning in yesterday. I was so proud of the show yesterday. I take this journey very seriously, and I like when this is our hour. This is you and me, and our hour, this 6 to 7 hour, so we can get silly and fun and everything. But yesterday's show was so monumental, celebrating the veterans, and to have Staff Sergeant David Balavia with us. That was so awesome, and he stayed with us. What a great guy. And then when I went, and if you could podcast yesterday's show, and I don't know what time, Frankie, that was in the interview where he took us through Fallujah, and when he was in that house, that structure where he just...
Right, it was around 9:20.
Oh, my Lord. How did he go through that? How did he go through that? And I said, what was it, 20 minutes? Half? He goes, it was all night. All night. What? I mean, just the tenacity and celebrating veterans yesterday. So, and he's Medal of Honor recipient. It was great. So, thank you for listening and staying with us yesterday. And Colonel Douglas McGregor was great. That guy's great.
Oh,
he sounds like MacArthur when he talks.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, he really is. So, thank you. Frankie, thanks for putting together that great show. Now, today we got a great show as well. Anthony Pope is going to join us. Steve Perillo, is this the special announcement?
That's it.
Special announcement, 8 o'clock. You don't want to miss Mr. Perillo, 8:05, right here, okay? John Burnett's going to join us, Mike Gallagher, Dr. David Younger, Kimberly Kravitz, who we love. Kimberly's so much fun. She's going to join us as well. And 877-970-2999 if you'd like to join us and on Piscopo in the morning. Hey, Frankie Fibros, the news is all, here we go. We got a couple of minutes before we break. But it's all about this impeachment inquiry and witnesses. And I'm so tired of it because it's all fake news manufactured. And that's why I've been just skirting the issue. It's all made up. It has nothing. It's not going to stick. It's just not. Once it goes to the Senate, it's going to go away.
Right. Well, that's why it's. I'm with you. I find the whole situation boring, and not only boring, but futile and an unnecessary distraction.
Good word.
So today it goes. Tomorrow, Wednesday, it goes public. It's going to be the first time we're going to be actually able to watch these impeachment hearings on television. So State Department officials William Taylor and George Kent are going to be the first witnesses. And
Who? William Taylor's going to be there? Oh, I can't wait to tune in. And Clark Kent?
George Kent.
George Kent? Oh, my God, I'm going to tune in? Oh, my God, can you imagine that?
So we'll see how it goes.
And you know what? All the networks are going to be locked into that. Who's running this? Schiff is running this?
Yes.
That should be... Well, you're going to watch this thing. That's all they want. And Pelosi's nowhere around, but he'll be up there acting and asking questions about quid pro quo.
I think you're right.
Tell me about, before we break, that Gaza fires 50 rockets into Israel after an Islamic Jihad leader killed. Dozens of rockets were fired from Gaza into southern Israel today after Israel airstrikes killed a senior Islamic Jihad leader earlier in the day. Frankie Fibros, what do we know about the Israeli strike in northern
Basically,
Gaza?
just what you said. That's pretty much all we know. Rockets flew into over the border into Tel Aviv early this morning, and this is in retaliation for this Israeli military operation where there were targeted airstrikes on several senior Islamic Jihad commanders in Gaza and in Syria.
All right, we'll track
that.
They
put out a statement saying the response to this crime will have no limits.
All right, thank you, Frankie. Joe Piscopo on the radio. Brandy Scott's in for Debbie Duhame. Debbie's in London, by the way, visiting her family, which is just great. She's with her mom in London, and Brandy's in doing traffic on AM. It's about 10 minutes before 7 o'clock, 6:50 right now on AM 970. The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. Delays are building on the Staten Island Expressway, making your way eastbound. We've got 2 lanes out now because of that collision over by Highland Boulevard. You are backed up all the way through to 440. Once you get past it, though, not too bad of a ride inbound at the Verrazano. The inbound Gowanus, though, that puts you back on the brakes. all the way through to the BQE. BQE on the eastbound side, just a little bit slow moving between the Battery Tunnel and the Brooklyn Bridge. Then you're looking good through to the Kosciuszko Bridge. Heading across the East River, still a very heavy ride at the Whitestone Bridge. Roadwork cleared out of the way, but you're still going to see some delays as you make your way into Queens. Bruckner heading southbound. That is a packed ride approaching the Sheridan. You've got some more slowdowns on the southbound side approaching the Triborough Bridge. Deegan on the southbound side, also very heavy, heading toward the Triborough. Inbound at your Hudson River crossings, George will cost you 50 to 20, both up and down. Inbound Lincoln and Holland running 20 to 25 each. Alternate side is in effect today. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. I'm excited to tell you about the next edition of the Dining Out Dialogues with my pal Kevin McCullough, as presented by Dining Out Magazine, AM 970 The Answer, and AM 570 The Mission. Next stop is Rustica Lounge Bar and Restaurant in Cliffside Park, New Jersey. On November 14th, Kevin will be hosting, and he'll be on location with special guest co-host Lisa Patman from Good Morning America, featuring top chef Michelino Vastola at Rustica Lounge Bar and Restaurant, 565 Gorge Road, Cliffside Park, New Jersey. Enjoy drink specials and light snacks during the broadcast, and afterwards there will be a 6-course dinner with wine pairing at $75 a person. RSVP by calling 201-313-0802. And for more information, check out rusticalounge.com. The event will have a Toys for Tots drop-off, so please bring unwrapped gifts to bring joy and smile to a child's face. Hope to see you on November 14th for the Dining Out Dialogues at Rustica Lounge Bar and Restaurant.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax.
We started our company 10 years ago in an effort to help our fellow Christians experiencing tax issues resolve their matters by taking a simple 3-step approach.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys that specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results. We're also a small firm who will treat you like family, not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed." Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
It's the AM 970 Weather Answer Forecast.
Cloudy today with occasional rain into early afternoon. As it turns windy and much colder today, the rain could end as wet snow in places. Temperature will fall into and through the 40s into the upper 30s. Clearing, windy, much colder tonight. Low near the record of 22, set at 1873. It'll feel like it's near zero at times later tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, breezy and very cold, high just 34. Thursday, clouds, breaks of sun, not so cold, high 44. AM 970, The Answer.
What? Thank you, Joe. That snow's coming in today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we told you that when you walked in this morning.
Yeah, man.
Even if we don't get snow that sticks here in New York, it's going to be freezing cold,
freezing.
as Joe just said.
Yeah.
Freezing cold coming in. All right. I got my hat. I got my gloves. I'm all set to go. Hey, so I got the My Pillow towels. Did you get them yet? Let me tell you, Mike Lindell appreciates what you have done. You have made My Pillow an amazing company. Yeah, he thanks you for that. So we want you to go to mypillow.com. This is what Mike has for you. If you go to radio listener specials, deep discounts on My Pillow's mattress toppers, got it. Bed sheets, got it, and so much more, got it. Mike's newest product is My Pillow towels. They're spectacular. Spectacular, made in the USA with 100% USA cotton, offering a 6-piece, a set of bath, hand, and washcloths in a variety of colors. Now at 30% off with the promo code AM970, please. Pre-order Mike's book, What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO, really. And you'll get $10 off with the promo code AM970 and free shipping on your entire order. Plus, you get a 60-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose here. And a 10-year warranty. Go to mypillow.com, please. Click on the radio listener specials for the new My Pillow towels. 800-651-0798. 800-651-0798 for these great specials. Or go to mypillow.com. Please remember the promo code AM970.
Jay Sekulow live, coming up at 5:40 today due to the game on AM 970. The Answer.
The 60s right here. Ginger Baker. Look at White Fang with the hand. Look at Al. Look at Frank. Look at that. Here you go. Here's Eric Clapton. Yeah, Cream. Old, I remember when this came out, Al. You weren't even born yet, man. Then you're going to see.
That's Clapton.
Yeah.
Doing the vocal thing.
Right? Hey, Joe on the radio. Good morning. It's 656-877-970-2999 if you want to give a call. Frankie Five Boroughs is with us, and Albert's here. Debbie is in London, coming back next week. I'm running around. I'll be in Los Angeles this weekend. My goodness, I've got the craziest schedule, but it's all good. And we're going to just, I think I'm rock. Oh, tonight, I wanted to plug, if I may, at the Robert Treat Hotel in Newark, New Jersey. We have a Boys and Girls Club event. And you know who's going to be there? The Mentalist. It's
Oz Perlman?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. He went on Fox Business. I think he was on Stuart Varney's show. So I went over to Fox that day. All of Fox was talking about Oz. This guy is wild. Can he come back on the show?
Oh, I would love. I wish he'd come in every day.
Give him a call.
He's the most amazing entertainer I've ever seen. Maybe ever. Actually,
so we go and we pay tribute to we're paying tribute to Wake Fern. You know, they have all the ShopRite stores and all the folks that help out the Boys and Girls
Can people
Clubs.
still go buy tickets to this?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find now. I think I just posted it, and I'll post it again on the website if I may, about the Boys and Girls Club. Once you watch, and we pay tribute to all the kids, and they have the beautiful children from the Boys and Girls Club. I'm the spokesperson, so this is what this event's about tonight. Then Oz comes up and he reads everybody's mind like scary. It's
amazing.
impossible.
It is amazing.
It's impossible. We were there when I was at Fox Business. I think Dagan was over there, and we were saying, how did this guy do this? And we still don't know, except that he really got this sixth sense.
Even what he was doing on the radio with you and the callers, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, really great. So Boys and Girls Clubs tonight of New Jersey, the big event featuring Oz. And that is tonight at the Robert Treat Hotel. That's off the top of my head. I'll post it out for you. Hey, it's Joe on the radio. Anthony Pope's going to join us. Daniel Geltrude will join us. And Steve Perillo, special announcement this morning at 8:05. We're ready to go. Big Al, you doing all right? You with us there? Big Al's got his Tommy Bahama. Oh, he's locked and he loaded for local news. Joe on the radio on AM 970, The Answer. Coming right back at you.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
56 degrees at 6:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Residents of one Monmouth County Township going to have to go without water for a time. And Alapin officials say Suez crews are working on a water main today. As a result, some people living on Shinnecock Drive and Dam Road will experience a temporary interruption of water service. There's been no information given concerning when the work will start or how long those customers will be without water. Mayor de Blasio will be in Queens this morning to mark the anniversary of the deadly plane crash of American Airlines Flight 587 in Bell Harbor. Family and friends of the victims will take part in a ceremony at the memorial there at Beach 116th Street. Names will be read of all 265 victims killed when the plane went down shortly after takeoff on November 12, 2001. Plane's tail broke off, and the NTSB ruled pilot error as the cause. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, National League Rookie of the Year. Monday Night Football, Seahawks beat the 49ers in overtime, 27-24. You now know what's going on. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970, The Answer, on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. Haaretz Thomason. Israeli jets took to the skies overnight, carrying out airstrikes that killed a top Islamic Jihad commander and his wife at their home in Gaza. BBC Middle East analyst Alan Johnston.
It has been quite some time since we saw anything quite like this. The Israelis fully aware that this will be seen as a really significant escalation in the confrontation with the militants in Gaza, no doubt about that.
Syrian officials say an Israeli airstrike in Damascus targeted another Islamic Jihad commander who escaped injury. The Trump administration goes to the Supreme Court today, arguing the DACA program implemented by President Obama without congressional approval is unconstitutional. DACA shields hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens from deportation, many of them brought here as children by their parents. The Trump administration doesn't necessarily want to deport them, but argues that the country's laws, the process to obtain legal citizenship, should be followed. Former President Carter is being prepped for surgery this morning at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. Mr. Carter, who's 95 years old, will undergo a procedure to relieve pressure on his brain. Doctors in Detroit have performed a double lung transplant on a man whose lungs were damaged by an emerging public health threat.
It's believed to be the first such double lung transplant needed because of vaping. And one doctor says he hopes it's the last, and that the epidemic of acute lung injuries can be brought under control. The Henry Ford Health System in Detroit says the patient wants his case to be publicized, even with graphic photos, because he wants others to be warned about the dangers of vaping.
Correspondent Jackie Quinn. Wall Street, Dow futures are up 21 points, S&P futures 2 points higher, NASDAQ futures up 10 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Most people in today's economy are taking a roller coaster ride with their investments. With Vantage Point software, you can remove that dynamic from your investment strategy once and for all. Vantage Point has spent the last 3 decades perfecting an artificial intelligence process that you can put to use today to take advantage of market fluctuations and make money no matter which way the market moves. Vantage Point software analyzes massive quantities of data all around the world in seconds, so you get the information you need to make the right decisions to optimize your profits. Vantage Point is making its exclusive market forecast process available to you for free when you text MONEY to 411-411. That's MONEY to 411-411. We'll send you a link to your free market forecast so you take back control of your financial future. Text MONEY to 411-411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
Your product is absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how my life has been changed so completely. I'm just at a loss to describe. I don't know how I could ever tell Dr. Howard and Susan, his dear wife, how much I deeply appreciate all the work they put into this magnificent product. I mean, there's so many things that have improved. And I'm only just beginning.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Packed ride on the LIE, making your way westbound. You are hitting the brakes from Shelter Rock Road through to the Clearview. Once you get beyond that, you've got some more slowdowns approaching Queens Boulevard. BQE on the westbound side, that's got you slow moving between Queens Boulevard and the Kosciuszko Bridge. Then you're in pretty good shape heading over to the Williamsburg Bridge. Gonna need some extra time still on the Sheridan heading northbound. You're a little bit slow there approaching Westchester Ave, the southbound side of Packed Ride approaching the Bruckner. This is because the Bruckner southbound is backed up from the Cross Bronx through to the area of the Sheridan. Cross Bronx heading to the outbound George. You've got some heavy delays approaching the Bronx River Parkway. Then you're looking good through to underneath the apartments. Over on the inbound side, getting cost about 25 upstairs, better lower, 15 to 20 there. Inbound Lincoln and Holland, 25 to 35 each. Alternate side is in effect today. Cloudy skies with a wintry mix this morning, then temperatures will steadily drop throughout the afternoon. We'll start at around 50 degrees, dipping into the mid-30s. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano, with news guy Al Gottulo, and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
Eden Taylor, right there. Great song, great girl. What a talented gal. Peyton Taylor from outside of Philadelphia, down in Nashville, just ripping it up. You know, I like the country. But what I'm in the mood for? Kind of a heavy D kind of morning. Can we do a little heavy D? Can we get this? Oh, can we get this started? Yeah, that's what I'm into this morning. Come on. Am I right or wrong? Oh, come on. 6 minutes after 7 o'clock with Joey on the radio. Heavy D from Brooklyn, New York. The late, great Heavy D, man. Oh, I love this song, man. This is as rap as it should be.
As bizarre
come
as
on.
it gets.
Bring it up. Here.
1, 2. For 50 white guy move. The kind of back and forth from shoulders. Yeah, that's it. Now, a little.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Do the train. Okay.
I'm dancing. If you're watching, don't watch. Because it's embarrassing.
Don't watch. Drive
I'm
up
a
the
white
road.
guy trying to dance. Here we go. This, I'm telling you, one of the great songs of all time. That whole era with Run DMC and I'm like, oh, because I remember when they started coming out, when the Run DMC really broke out, and then Heavy D came up and it was great. Then rap just went like, oh, let's use the N-word as much as we possibly can, and let's offend everybody.
Well, the Wu-Tang Clan, speaking of that, they were in that era. They were at the Jet
sit
game
back
on
down,
Sunday.
George. I'm
Apparently,
exhausted.
brought a lot of luck to the Jets, apparently, the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, but you know what?
For
I
the
don't
children.
understand. And now when I listen to sometimes you get, if you put your phone on in the car, and then you take your charger out of the car and you give it to your kids to charge. Sometimes
disappears.
No. Sometimes what's on their phone gets onto your phone because
it syncs with the car. Right?
It's like it's Apple at its worst as usual. So then now I have like all these rap songs. And then I listened to some of the rap today. I sound like an old white guy, but oh my gosh, it's vile and it's vicious and it's nasty. You know?
They feel that using those types of words are, like that's lyrics. Yeah.
Like with this, somebody said it best. They're doing "Baby It's Cold Outside." They're changing the lyrics. The "Baby It's Cold Outside." Yeah, but can someone listen to some of those songs that are out now? And you could criticize that as opposed to,
There's
Baby
a
It's
meme.
Cold Outside?
There's a meme that's out there right now, and it's a picture of a DJ saying, "No, we can't play Baby It's Cold Outside. It's offensive." But here's Cardi B cursing up a storm, wishing you a Merry Christmas.
That's exactly
okay,
right. That's exactly right. So.
And by the way, that song, the remake or whatever that
who's doing it? John Legend?
John Legend and Kelly Clarkson.
Why don't you come up with your own song?
Very good.
Instead of
Well,
changing a song that's a classic.
It's exactly right. Hey, it's 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. Heavy D, rest in peace, man. One of the great rappers of all time. That's such a great song. Thank you, Albert, for doing that.
You're welcome.
A lot
Just
getting.
don't dance again, please.
I just want to say what.
Just don't.
Don't dance like a white
You're gonna hurt
guy.
the rotator cuff.
No, I thought you did okay.
Okay, he did okay for hey, hi. I'm at a wedding.
I tell you what happened.
Uh-oh.
No, 2 o'clock in the morning when the band asked me to sing on Saturday night. Did I tell you that? And did I tell you about
Friday night?
Friday night. Thank you.
Yeah.
After the Gold Gloves, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching the band, and they go, "Hey, Joe Piscopo's here. Joe, come up on stage." And it's a great band, the Ron Grant Band from Philadelphia. They were a great band, and they did all kinds of music. Singers. They had a Hammond organ. The B3. It was just spectacular. What am I going to do? Play the drums. I mentioned this yesterday, but I tell you, when I play the drums and I do the drum solo, I keep the cymbal to my right. Because I'm righty, fairly close. I like a jazz set. The way Max Weinberg, not to by any means compare myself to the great, mighty Max, but Max keeps a tight set. It's like almost a jazz set. I like that because you can get to the drums. But this guy, the drummer for this band, God bless him, young and really good. The cymbal was like a mile away. It was an arm stretch away that I had hit the ride cymbal. So I sit down and go, let's do it, and we play that funky music, White Boy. I told you that. So and I hit the drums hard, and it was great. I went boom.
You had to reach for that
boom, boom, boom. I'm on the hi hat, boom, but and I'm really into this. People are going, hey, yeah, great. I put my arm out to do the right cymbal. Oh, the pain in my shoulder. I didn't show it for a moment.
I don't doubt it.
I gritted my teeth and I hit the cymbal harder. I said, I ain't going down. But boy, I think I ripped more on my shoulder that day. I did the whole solo because it's way out there and I could hear. So I'll be getting surgery soon. Thank you, though. Thank you for asking. This was me. It was me. That's the beat I did, just like that, man. Come on. And everybody's going, "Yay, Joe's on the drums!" And my arm went out and I went, "Ouch!" Okay, let's get a hold of this show, guys. It's Joe on the radio. You know, on the news, we're gonna track what's happening in Israel, and then we're gonna happen. I don't even want to go to the impeachment inquiry because it's ridiculous.
We can skip it.
I don't understand it. It's wrong. They're calling out people. Adam Schiff, what he's doing, how he's getting away with what he's getting away with is unbelievable. How they are getting away with it. And I'm telling you, and I predict right now that's going nowhere. It's going to go absolutely nowhere, except it will help the president, I think, get reelected. You know, but again, it's going to be all over the news, and then they're going to show it 24 hours. You don't think CNN's going to run this? You're going to see people going on there. Schiff gets camera time, and he's going to start talking about the quid pro quo. We saw it, and when is the president's second conversation with Yakov Smirnov coming out? It's going to be great.
Well, he teased it yesterday. It could come as early as today. The president's tweeting this morning. He says he doesn't get any due process. The president of Turkey, Erdogan, is coming to the White House tomorrow.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's going to be
That's
very
big
interesting
news.
to watch. The president's here in New York today. He's addressing the... Obviously, he was here yesterday for the Veterans Day Parade. Today, he's addressing the Economic Club of New York. It's going to be very interesting to see what he says, not only about the economy as a whole, but China, because China is proposing this kind of truce in the trade wars. So we'll see what the president says publicly about that. So far, he hasn't said very much. So it's going to be interesting to watch that. On the political end of things, a story that's very much a New York story, but it's also a national story. It seems there are 3 or 4 of those in the news today, is what becomes of Congressman Peter King's congressional seat, right? So this is a district, Peter King's district, that Trump won in 2016, but just barely, just eked it out by 2% of the vote. And Peter King had a very unexpectedly strong challenge from somebody
That
2
young
years
gal,
ago.
right?
Yeah, she's running again, as is a Babylon town councilwoman who's also a military veteran. So it's yet another one of these Democratic military veterans that they're recruiting around the country. So I don't know that the Republicans are going to be able to keep that seat. They may, but it's going to depend on who they end up running. Certainly if there's a bloody Republican primary for that seat, it may make it tougher to hold in the general election.
You know what's puzzling to me is that when you see what's happening in the House of Representatives, the House became Democratic. Now, you got now all of a sudden all this impeachment inquiry. Let's impeach the I don't want to even quote Rashid Tlaib, but what she said was as soon as she was elected, let's impeach Donald Trump. She said as only she can, using foul, vulgar language. And then they get in. The Democrats take over the House. Nothing is done. They have nothing. They have no initiative. No opioid fix. You okay? That was your knuckles cracking.
Yeah,
again?
nobody heard it. Don't worry.
I don't know if it's the chair or the knuckles in there. So, but how do people vote? And then this is what puzzles me. And I talk to Dov Hikind about it all the time. The anti-Semitic rise within the House of Representatives, like I've never seen. And then Ilhan Omar, did you see what she just tweeted the other day?
No.
She made and I wish I could be, I'm not prepared to chat about it, but she said something about, she made another anti-Semitic remark on Twitter. We'll track it for you. But how do people keep voting for these people? So you got to go district to district. If you're going to go in and you're going to go to Congressman King's district and then you're going to vote for a Democrat, that means they're going to stay right. What is the sense? What is going through their minds that they're going to put these people in office?
Well, I think in a district like that, it's actually in the last 2 or 3 years become so much more Democrat than it was even 3 years ago.
How does that happen?
Well, I think part of it is a lot of people that tend to vote Republican are moving out of the state and they're not in the district anymore, and they're demographically it's shifting in a more minority direction, which tends to vote Democrat as well.
Frank, to my point, and if someone could call me and explain to me, and I'm not like vilifying anybody. I mean, I'm a lifelong Democrat, blue dog Democrat. I don't know how anybody could vote for that party right now, but there is no initiative. There's no platform. The minorities, look what happened. Look what's happening in Baltimore. Look at the inner cities across the United States, all Democrat run. I'm telling you something you don't know, right? And I work with at-risk children, and I see all the cities that are Democratic run. Some of them, like Paterson, New Jersey, listen, it's coming back little by little. They're squeaking it back little by little, but nobody cares, and they keep getting voted in office. And now you're telling me the districts. Oh, Donald Trump, that used to be a Republican district. Now it's switching over. How, I don't want to use the word dumb, but how unaware, there's the word, how unaware do these voters have to be that they're going to go put in? Because even I'm an independent. I think they're both nuts. I think both parties are nuts. I don't trust the far right. I don't trust the far left. I'm really left.
Well, that's what was so great about Peter King is that he was, even though he was a Republican, he was such an independent-minded congressman, had no problem calling out his own party all the time, like as he did on the Hurricane Sandy aid, as he did on the 9/11 health Compensation Act, and as he did repeatedly on issue after issue, and that's the kind of legislator we're not going to see much of in the future. Pete King, Democrat and Republican, because these districts, 90% of the districts in the country are one-party districts. I can tell you with 80 to 90% certitude, probably more, who's going to win 95% of the congressional districts in 2020. That's because the districts are gerrymandered so that only a Democrat or Republican could win. And so when you only have to win your party's primary, what does that lead to? It leads to people going far left and far right, and you have a group of people in Washington in the House of Representatives that have no common interest and no desire to work with one another, which is another reason why, and I wish there was something we could do to turn that around, and I think I have a number of suggestions, but nobody seems that eager to take them. That's why President Trump's achievement on prison reform and criminal justice reform with the First Step Act is such a monumental achievement. Because if you look at what's happened in Washington over the last 10 years, there's almost nothing that both parties can agree on. Used to be every major initiative in this country, the New Deal, the war in Iraq, tax cuts, Medicare, the Vietnam War, every major initiative, good, bad, or indifferent, Social Security, had at least some bipartisan support. Now we're in an era where, except for the First Step Act, nothing has bipartisan support.
And he gets no credit for the First Step Act. The Democrats don't step up and say themselves and say, hey, thank you, Mr. President.
Look, he gets no credit for anything. He ordered the raid that killed the head of ISIS. And
got criticized for
it.
He's
getting criticized for that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The other big political news, this is not a New York story, but there's a lot of other big New York stories in the news I could tell you about throughout the day, is that former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick is thinking about jumping into this presidential race.
About time! About time! Deval, where you been? Where you been, brother? Deval Patrick? Who is Deval Patrick? Oh, man, that's the big story. And Sean Spicer didn't make it in this latest round of Dancing with the Stars. All right, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock with Joe on the radio. Daniel, Daniel's a good guy. I met Daniel over at Fox News at Neil Cavuto's show, Geltrude. He's a CPA, author of the book Financial Karma. And I like him because he's from Nutley, New Jersey. So I said, come on he said, can I come on your show? I said, absolutely. So Daniel joins. Anthony Pope as well this hour. You don't want to miss Anthony. And I see the phone calls, 877-970-2999. I love you. I love you for listening. I respect and appreciate everything that you stand for. And we appreciate you being the fine patriot that you are. Listening to AM 970, The Answer. And Brandy Scott's out there on the roads looking out for us at 20 after 7 on AM970theanswer.com.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey guys, good morning. Some heavy delays on the Cross Island heading northbound approaching Hempstead Turnpike. Looks like we've got a collision. It is a slow crawl from the southern state on up, packed on the Van Wyck northbound, moving between the Belt and Hillside Ave. Still have that crash on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound at Highland Boulevard. 2 lanes are down. You are backed up onto 440. Inbound up the Verrazano, just a little bit slow on both decks, but the inbound Gowanus, that keeps you on the brakes all the way through to the BQE. Heading inbound at the George, looking like 25 minutes upstairs. Lower level, definitely better, 15 to 20. Inbound Lincoln and Helm, close to 30 minutes. Alternate side in effect today. This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. This month at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So save big on batteries, brake pads, and more. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. Cloudy skies with a wintry mix this morning. Temperatures will drop throughout the afternoon. We'll start at around 50 degrees, dipping in the mid to low 30s. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by AP Book. For more than a year, the whole of Vermont was captivated by the hunt for a runaway golden retriever. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
Joe Piscopo with a special MyPillow alert for radio listeners. Go to MyPillow.com. Radio listener specials. Mike Lindell's newest book, MyPillow Towels, at 30% off at MyPillow.com or call 800-651-0798. Order now. Use the promo code AM970.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Amazon will open a new type of grocery store in California next year. It says the store will be located in Woodland Hills and will be separate from Whole Foods. Amazon says it will not use Amazon Go technology. Instead, it will have conventional checkout. Nissan is lowering its expectations for the year because of weak demand, including in the U.S. Its global sales in the past 6 months declined more than 6.5%. Burger King is launching a different plant-based Whopper in Europe. In the U.S., it's the Impossible Whopper, but there it will be the soy-based Rebel Whopper. Impossible Foods products have not been approved in the EU because of genetically modified ingredients. The Dow was up 10 yesterday to a record. The Nasdaq dropped 11. S&P was down 6. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Nothing changes your life more than God or love than moving your credit score 120 points. I'm John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope. I want you to go to operationhope.org and take your life back. Get your dignity back. Join the Hope 700 Credit Score Community Program and take your life back. Go to operationhope.org today or call us at 404-941-2919 today.
In an era where it's tough to know which news outlet to trust, at a time where it's difficult to find facts, not just opinion, there is an oasis in the news desert. It's the Cats Roundtable. John Catsimatidis, the personification of the American dream, who built a multi-billion-dollar business empire, talks with some of the nation's top newsmakers every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. You won't just hear partisan spin. You'll hear directly from the newsmakers who are shaping the news cycle in the city, the country, and the world. On the Cats Roundtable, you won't just hear about politics. You'll hear about science, business, education, animal rights, any other topics that you're interested in. Catch the Cats Roundtable every Sunday morning starting at 8:30, right after Morano in the Morning on AM 970. The Answer.
Joe on the radio. Good morning. It's 7:23 on AM 970. The Answer. You got 5 minutes. I'm going to give you an extra 5 minutes. I'm going to give it Joey Generosity on the radio. How are you? Nice to see you. First 5 callers, next 5 minutes plus, I'll give you to 7:30. Am I allowed to do that? Yes, I am. It's my show. I give you extra 3 minutes or so. I'll give you to 7:30. Extra minute anyway. If you call 855-621-9949, you call Route 22 Toyota, you get a free multi-point inspection, oil change, and filter from Alex Kinsella and the great team at Route 22 Toyota. You also get 0% APR financing up to 72 months for qualified buyers. You're going to check out the largest indoor automobile showroom in the great state of New Jersey. Brand spanking new, by the way. And check out that customer lounge. And when you're at the lounge, you can say, you know, I think Joe should put a tuxedo on, bring a big band in, and maybe sing in the showroom. I always say, I'm ready for that. Nice lounge. How are you? Good to see you. While you're perusing all the great cars of Route 22 Toyota, getting your oil change, right? Getting your multi-point inspection. I'm ready for that. Fly me to the moon. Hey, look at that oil change. I'm ready for it. Route 22 Toyota. If you call, come on, you got 5 minutes. This is the morning. You get over. You don't have to deal with dummies. You're going to meet Carmelo and Chester and Johnny. It's such a great family over there. My sister Carol raves about Route 22 Toyota. 5 boroughs was there. Mike Gallagher. This is a family, and you will love it. Now you have this. First 5 callers, next 5 minutes, plus you get 855-621-9949. All European models are excluded. You get a free multi-point inspection, free oil change, and a free filter from Route 22 Toyota, and you don't got to deal with dummies? Are you kidding me? 855-621-9949. We love Route 22 Toyota. You will too. Route 22 West in Hillside, New Jersey, or at Route22Toyota.com.
Due to the game, Kevin McCullough Radio at 4:40 today on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of the show sponsored by Hudson Honda.
So I meet Daniel Geltrude over at Neil Cavuto show in the green room, and he has a great book. I'm going to hold it up right here online. It's called Positive Financial Karma, and he's great on the air. He was on the panel with Neil. He goes on, he goes off, he stays the whole time. And so we start chatting. He comes over, we chat, and he goes, I'm from Nutley, New Jersey. So if you want to get on the Piscopo show, that's all you got to say. I'm from Nutley. Now, I got to tell you, so no, this is a very Neil puts on the best people, and a shout-out to Mr. Cavuto, because a lot of the folks on this show come from Neil's show, Gordon Chang among them, and Daniel Geltrude has a great book we're going to tell you about. But he brings in pastries from Nutley. The studio smells like an Italian pastry. Daniel, welcome to the show, man. Jersey boy. And thanks for being here. We got Anthony Pope. We got Daniel. It's all Essex County this morning. What did you bring us, man? Look at this.
Well, we got some.
The heck with finances. Show us what you get.
Well, we got some cannolis here from Aroma di Napoli on Washington Avenue in Nutley, and we also have some Italian cookies for you, Joe.
You are so good. Cannoli. Judge Knapp got mad at me because I gave him a cannoli on the air, Fox Business.
Right.
It wasn't great. I got it at a place I'm not going to mention where I got it. It wasn't great, and we don't eat that kind of thing. This I could give to the judge, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, look at this. Now we're going to open this up. Here we go. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. And you're not even Italian?
No, I am Italian, Joe. Believe it or not, my father was born in Italy. So my last name.
This is getting better.
Yeah, my last name.
Oh. Wait, I'm sorry, Daniel.
I did.
Save your thought. Reveal. This is worth the reveal. I'm going to plug it right out. Aromi di Napoli. Aromi di Napoli. Hi, how are you? You ready? Reveal, George. Close up. Oh, look at this, guys.
Wow.
Can you get that?
That's something.
Look at all those cookies.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
And what radio or video streaming is not capturing is the smell.
Right.
It really,
I'm going to, can I imbibe on this? A biscotti. Look
Just
at
do me a
this.
favor. Don't break it up like you did the brownie, please.
I just got to eat it, piecemeal it. Look at these. Oh, I will take a piece of this. This is like a chocolate cookie. I'm going to eat this in the morning. Okay, we got, please, here. Al, thank you, darling. Look at these cannolis, guys. Excuse me. Stay. Look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. These are like the real deal.
No doubt about it, Joe.
Why is it like, see, you can't get these, like, am I neck of the woods out in the boondocks of Jersey?
No go.
No, you can't do it. I love it out there, by the way. It's a great. Oh, look at this cannoli. Holy, you know what? Leave the gun.
Take the cannolis.
Come on.
Or as we say in Nutley, ganul.
Right? That's a good one. Thank you, brother. This is Frankie. Al, come on, dig in, please.
Pass it around.
I'm gonna actually have a taste of this, man.
I'm gonna hold off.
Oh, we need that.
Great.
We need that. That you're very, very kind. So I'm sorry, you were saying.
So we're talking about my last name.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, Geltrude, the way it's pronounced, people are, is that German? Is it Jewish? They never think Italian, but the pronunciation, Joe, is Geltrude.
That's exactly what I saw when I saw it, but I said I did it the American way.
Well, you got to adjust a little bit, Joe.
But you can't now. If you're on Fox News,
right,
and you're talking about finance, it's going so fast paced,
right,
and you're on Fox Business, you can't say, "Oh, you mispronounced my name."
Nah, I don't want to cause any problems.
You can't tell them that, right?
I should mention that to Cavuto because I think
Neil would love it. Neil would love it.
Pronounce my name the Italian way, right?
Especially if you bring him cannolis.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, you're special, Joe. You get the cannolis.
Hey, listen, I love it, man. Thank you, Daniel. Tell us about. First of all, I gotta go here. The economy. Right. I mean, I see the booming in New York like I've never seen. I'm old. I've been here since when it was down and out in the 70s when I first started coming into the city. It was tough to get around. And before Mayor Giuliani really fixed it up, but I've never seen a boom like I have in the city now with buildings and people wanting to spend the money and the economy. And I know in my business, too, I've never been busier. And is it a coincidence that it happens when Donald Trump got into office? Is this a Trump bump? But the economy is good, right? Safe to say.
No question about it. Joe, people keep talking about a recession is on the way. And I'll make a prediction right now. There will be a recession.
When is that?
I have no idea, and I don't think it's going to be for quite some time.
Wait, what happened? You know what I saw?
Pundits out there saying a recession is coming. Yeah, they're right. But when?
I know. But Madison Gesiota, our buddy, who I love, she's a young conservative, great gal, very smart. And she tweeted the other day, remember recession? Remember they were all talking about that?
Right.
Oh, we don't have a recession? Okay. Impeachment inquiry. I mean, they're grasping at straws here.
You know, it's really not on the horizon, Joe. I mean, those are just talking points for the anti-Trumpers.
So tell us about your book, Positive Financial Karma. You know, look at this, Al. He's doing the karma stuff like I was doing with Deepak Chopra.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
I actually meditated last week.
Did you? How did it go?
Well, I think I fell asleep.
So it worked. You were so relaxed.
I was relaxed. Deepak was Deepak. I went, yeah, man, I loved it. So tell us about Positive Financial Karma.
So what I did there, Joe, you know, as I said before, it's not easy being an Italian kid from Nutley and practicing Buddhism. You're a minority.
You're
in
not
that
really.
case, right?
Now you're kidding when you say that.
No, I'm not kidding.
You're a Buddha?
Yeah, well, I'm not the Buddha. I mean, my stomach
you're a
may look that way,
Buddhist.
but-
I mean, no.
Yeah, practice Buddhism. Yeah, I do,
No,
Joe.
how did you find that from Nutley, New Jersey?
Yeah, well, it's not easy, and it's certainly, as I said, I'm in the minority, but it was something I discovered. It made me
Jersey
feel...
accent. I love your Jersey accent.
Made me feel good.
Hey, I'm a Buddha. You got a problem with that? Hey, Buddha this. Buddha that, Buddha this.
Hey, listen, Joe, if it
Hey,
makes
I like
you
that
feel
little
good,
fat guy. I like that. Oh,
you
sorry.
go with
I
it.
can't say that.
You go with it.
Yes.
So, you know, I found a lot of peace in it, and I started practicing Buddhism. And you know, when I thought about when I was going to write this book, I said, yeah, I want to take a little bit of a different angle here. And I said, you know, obviously my background is finance, being a CPA, and I said, maybe there's a different way to approach this. I'm going to take an approach building karma into finances, right? So when we think of karma, we think boomerang. You do good things and good things come back.
Sure.
So I said, you know, I think there's a misnomer out there to be financially successful. You got to screw people over. I don't think that's the case. I think you can do the right things and it'll work out for you financially. And I give probably about 45 examples in this book of how you can practice a good way of life, and it can pay off financially. Best of both worlds.
You know, that's a really, it's a high order, but my goodness gracious, that's a tall order, but it'd be nice. You know what I keep thinking of Nutley? I know Anthony Pope says he's going to laugh when he says this. When you go to Nutley or you go to Belleville,
right?
You go, there's Mary out there. A lot of Marys on the lawn.
Right.
And there's little statues of Mary.
Right.
You go around. Do you have a Buddha out on your lawn in Nutley,
absolutely,
New Jersey?
I do. Yeah. And believe it or not, maybe that's the answer is why I'm getting all these eggs on my house.
No, it's nice to give back. There's a lot of people that give back, and I have mentors that have given back, stepped away from Wall Street to give back,
Right.
which is with all that money. They do that. So your point is well taken. Now, we see that the president is speaking today at the Economic Club of New York. What would you like to hear him say? Okay.
Well, you know, I'd like to hear him talk about, besides, Joe, that he wants the Fed to lower interest rates. I really like him to talk about what his vision is for how we're going to sustain this unbelievable economy. You know, this type of economy just doesn't die from old age. You know, we got to keep feeding it. It's the fountain of youth, right? To keep it going.
Yep.
So besides interest rates, because we can keep dropping those, Joe, until we're in the negatives, right? And then what? Then do we run out? So I'd really like to hear more about what his vision is besides lowering the federal interest rates.
Yeah, and getting back to the individuals, you know, and talking about karma with the book, we're talking with Daniel Gertrude, and the name of the book is Positive Financial Karma. What are the common mistakes people make in arranging their own finances that you see?
I think overall, Joe, is people just fail to plan. They just don't want to sit down. It's something they're afraid of. You know, it's kind of like when you're going to look at the numbers, like getting on the scale.
Yeah,
you got that feeling. You just don't want to get on the scale and see what the number is. And I think people are actually afraid of their finances, and that's where the problem starts. So you have to be able to get over that financial anxiety, and you got to sit down and say, I need a plan, and then it's all about executing the plan from there. You know, I talk about in the book, to start with, the first chapter is called Eat Less, Move More, right? Isn't that the key to losing weight, right?
Yeah.
Eat less, move more. So there's a formula. Well, it's no different in the area of finance. There's a formula for being financially successful, and people can do it It's just, do you have the discipline and do you want it bad enough?
Yeah, my Uncle Ben, we got a break, but my Uncle Ben, God bless him, man, he did everything himself. Never had you would suggest getting a financial planner, getting somebody.
Absolutely.
You got to get that. My Uncle Ben, he was such a genius, did it all himself, stocks, everything, did so well. I can't do that. You should get somebody professionally to
No
plan
question
this out.
about it.
Just like that.
America's accountant.
Right. That's you?
That's me.
That's you. I love it. Where can we find the book, Daniel? What's the best way to get your book,
you
man?
can get my book ordering it on Amazon.com. It's right there. It actually hit #1 when it came out. So
Congratulations,
and I have to
man.
thank Neil Cavuto for that because
Yeah.
he plugged the book hard for me, and he actually went on the air and said one of the best business books he's read in a long time.
Look
so
at
that was
that.
a big compliment.
And he helped me sell out in Long Island. Neil did. See, he
Yeah.
sold
Guy's
tickets for me.
powerful.
He's the guy.
He's a powerful Italian guy. You don't want to mess with him.
Positive financial karma. Daniel Geltrude.
Thank you,
CPA, author of the book Financial Karma. Daniel, thanks for bringing it. Really nice to meet you, man. We'll talk again.
Thank you, Joe.
Come back
Thank
soon,
you.
my friend.
I will.
God bless you.
Thank
And thanks for the goods. Thanks for the goods. That's great. 7:36. Hey, Anthony Pope is coming. It's all Italian, all Essex County. What am I going to tell you? It's my home, man. It's all about Jersey, right? Right now, it's all about Al Gattulo with the headline news right here on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
56 degrees at 7:36. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Staten Island City Councilman Joe Borelli wants to set up a task force that will examine whether it makes sense for his borough to secede from New York City. The Republican councilman of the sometimes forgotten borough says most Staten Islanders are in favor of leaving the city because their politics are more right-wing and they are on the short end of the city's property tax system. Borelli says the task force would study the costs and consequences of a Staten Island succession. Staten Island tried to secede from the city in 1993 when residents passed a non-binding secession bill. The bill was ignored and then killed by lawmakers in Albany who would have had to have signed off on it. An Alpine Country Club is suing one of its waiters who spilled wine on a member's $30,000 Hermes handbag. Alpine County Club member Mariana Bader sued the club in October in an effort to correct the issue, but the club is now suing the waiter to try and get him to pay for damages. Bader's attorney says they never meant for the liability to fall on the waiter, and they are appalled at the latest turn of events. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, your National League Rookie of the Year. He earned the honor after setting a Major League rookie record with 53 home runs this past season, topping the mark set by Yankee Aaron Judge back in 2017. He is the sixth Met to win the Rookie of the Year award. Monday Night Football, Seahawks gave the 49ers their first loss of the year. They beat them in overtime 27-24. College hoops tonight, St. John's will take on New Hampshire. The pregame is at 6:40, tip-off at 7. You can listen to the game right here on AM 970, The Answer. Sports is brought to you by Modell's Sporting Goods Stores. You gotta go to Moe's. Stuck in traffic? Brandy Scott's got the answer.
Cross Island starting to move better northbound approaching Hempstead Turnpike. We had an accident just cleared out of the way, but once you get beyond that, you're going to see some heavy slowdowns making your way between the Grand Central and the LIE. LIE on the westbound side, a packed ride. Stop and go from Community Drive all the way through to the Grand Central, even past that through to Queens Boulevard. Getting across the East River, going to need some extra time at both the Whitestone and Throgs Neck bridges. You're a little bit slow on the span heading into Queens. Cross Bronx westbound, you are jammed there between the Bruckner and the Sheridan. Then you're in pretty good shape heading over to the outbound George. 78 eastbound express lanes by exit 56. Watch out for a collision there in Newark. Hudson River crossings inbound at the George 20 to 25 on both decks. Inbound Lincoln will cost you about the same. Inbound Holland 30 to 40. Alternate side in effect today. Cloudy skies with a winter mix this morning. Temperatures will steadily drop into the afternoon. Will bottom out into the mid-30s. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. Let me tell you about the Atlantis yacht. If you're looking to wow your corporate guests, clients, or employees, plan an unforgettable event aboard the Atlantis. Beautiful skyline views, a gourmet food and bar menu, first-class entertainment. What's not to love? Your guests are going to be so impressed. I'm telling you from personal experience. It's a top-notch experience. The Atlantis is the yacht we take out every single year for our big client cruise event. Go ahead and start planning your standout event today. Whether it's a corporate event, wedding, engagement party, retirement party, an anniversary celebration, impress your guests with a first-class experience aboard the Atlantis. Why wait? Call New York Cruises to schedule a private viewing of the Atlantis. 212-633-1231. 212-633-1231. Mention AM 970 The Answer for a free menu upgrade. 212-633-1231 or visit NewYorkCruises.com.
Save big every week at Modell's. Visit your local store for special unadvertised deals. Shop all kinds of styles from brands you love like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Champion, Unipro, and much more. Are you an athlete and gearing up for the season? We've got you covered for every sport. Whether it's your first time playing or you're a seasoned veteran, Modell's is the place to go. But wait, what about professional sports? Don't worry, we've got that too. Whether you're the casual or die-hard sports fan, we've got jerseys, tees, hats, and much more. You gotta go to Moe's.
I mean, really.
It's
honestly.
It's one of those mornings. Hey, I got John Bramnick's book. Did you get it yet? This is great for like a cocktail party. John Bramnick, the funniest lawyer in New Jersey, is just a great guy. He's a good guy. He's a friend. And he wrote this book on why people don't like you. So they have rules that you read and you say, wait, you shouldn't do this. Like, for example, this is Rule 40. This is from John Bramnick's book that you could get on Amazon. Eye contact, eye contact, eye contact. Do not look over your shoulder for the most important person in the room. Locking your eyes on the person speaking is really, really important. How true is this? You ever talk to somebody and then Al's staring at me. No, you ever notice? And then when you're shaking the hand and they go, hey, how are you? And they're looking right over your shoulders like, who else should I say hi to? How irritating is that? Make eye contact. Here's another. This is Rule 41. Don't say sorry to interrupt if you are interrupting for no reason. Sorry to interrupt, but. So it's got all these little ditties in here, which is great. Don't say you have scotch without telling me the brand. You want a scotch, you have to name the brand. Treat wait staff with respect and tip well. See? You thought it was just me? John Bramnick says the same thing. Got a little scuttle, little thing, little hit. Thank you. You say thank you. Treat those workers with respect. And when they come over with the bread at the table, and you're in the middle of a conversation, and they drop the bread at the table, you know what you say? Take a second. Thank you. Just say thank you to the waitstaff. This is a great book called Why People Don't Like You by a very funny guy, a good guy, John Bramnick. You can get Why People Don't Like You. You can check it out on Amazon today.
Does Joe Piscopo really have a suit on? See him live now on Facebook or YouTube. AM970theanswer.com.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios. And now it's time for An Audience with the Pope, featuring esteemed, distinguished, and renowned trial attorney Anthony Pope.
I gotta tell you, it's one of those mornings. You gotta see this if you're watching this. We've got
changing chairs.
No, but wait a minute.
Anthony, started out tall.
No, listen,
I mean, come on, you have
this
that.
This is the best.
My ego's not that big to sit in that chair. That was too low. I mean, it's
Anthony sat in a chair like Jerry Lewis. Hi.
I removed that chair yesterday, and it's back.
Somebody put it there. We have a chair crisis in the studio, and I hear, Matt, we ordered new chairs. I hear we got some beautiful, beautiful chairs coming in. Not today. Mine's squeaking, but I have to. What's making me laugh is Anthony Pope is here. I know Anthony. He's meticulous on everything, and it was so funny. You see
He's
somebody?
Trying to raise
no,
listen.
listen.
I kept on getting lower and lower.
But he's standing there all ready to go, and he's shrinking. And I can see the look on his face. Like, what's
You were
going on?
under the counter. Hi, Joe. Nice to be here. Hi, how are you? Your eyes, I can barely see you, man.
It's like that Chaplin movie, The Great Dictator, where Mussolini sits in that little baby stool.
Yeah, so true. But I know Anthony. It's so funny because Anthony, if you go to Anthony's office, or if you go see with Anthony, and our buddy on Twitter, Swag Dad, he follows Rudy V, great guy. He says the Pope is in the house, and he showed a guy getting dressed real cool suits because Anthony wears the best suits. And if you've seen Anthony's office, it's impeccable. And the furniture's impeccable. He's got all the fancy and everything. He comes to my studio, my longtime friend. I can't even give you a chair. You're sitting on the floor. I am sorry. Are you okay? You comfortable now?
I'm fine.
It's great. Listen, there's a reason why we're doing well financially. 'Cause we don't spend a dime. Not on chairs, not on anything.
Marconi used these chairs when he was here.
Look at
Frank. Frank is shrinking away.
Look at Frank.
This is the best part, though. This is the best part. This is not the chair that I just removed.
Can we put Gallagher on a couple hours earlier
Joe,
today?
Understand, Joe. This is not the chair that I just removed. So I took out Anthony's, booster seat, and then I brought in another chair, and it's the same thing. I can't raise this one either.
You gotta look at.
And I have a lot of chair experience. It's no fault of the user.
It's all right. You can reach
Oh my Lord, Anthony, welcome, man. We got
thank you. Good
cannolis from
morning.
Nutley. From Daniel Geltrude. Look, how about this cannoli?
Oh, no, cannoli looks
You
good.
don't
Yeah,
touch
that
this though, do you?
I'm trying.
A little
not
bit.
to.
Oh, come on, man. Anthony,
Every
welcome
now
back.
and
How are you, man? How you doing?
I'm great, Joe. Nice to be here. Al, Frank, hello.
Thanks for. I know how busy you are to come in. And just you're great on the radio with us, and now you're the official legal analyst for AM 970 Answer, an audience with the
An
Pope.
audience with the Pope. Okay.
We got to get you a chair that the Pope has. You know,
It kept shrinking. I
only us, man. Only us. Hey, Anthony, what do we do legally about people who? It started in Philadelphia with this DA, Larry Krasner, who's not prosecuting. They're letting people off. Like in Los Angeles and California. Well, if it's under $1,000, we're just going to let you off. Right. Isn't this going to open up a floodgate of problems?
Well, it very well could. Listen, prosecutors have a great deal of discretion as to what they're going to prosecute and not. But typically, the discretion lies with the fact that when they look at a case, and if they believe that they can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, then you don't take the effort to do so. You don't charge somebody that shouldn't be charged. So that's wherein lies the discretion. But to simply say that criminals, whatever the crime is, we're just not going to prosecute, irrespective of whether the proofs are there or not, to in fact convict, well, that's an abuse of discretion. Because ultimately, in spite of the discretion that a prosecutor has, you're still accountable to the people. And that's what politicians, prosecutors, that's what people are missing today. Answerable and accountable to the people.
Yeah.
They're just no longer that. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's so true. And the disrespect shown to police officers, all these stories, I don't even address them. They're like those little gossipy stories about police this, about police that, about they arrest one gal because she has 10 citations. She's not moving, so the police have to do something. But you never hear about the domestic violence call, or maybe the dozens of domestic violence calls that the police had to answer to last night alone.
There's no question about it. There is a uniqueness. Look, a police job is a very difficult one. I did it at 19 years old.
God, amazing.
I was a patrolman at 21 as a detective, and it was an experience that has carried me well throughout my legal career, and I always appreciate it. And I felt good about that. I gave 4.5 years back to the community as a police officer. I wasn't in the military, and so that whole experience was well worth it, and I'm glad I was able to help my community. But the uniqueness of it and what you have to go through and the split-second decisions that have to be made, all of that is something that unless you've experienced it, it's hard to get your arms wrapped around. And everyone wants to play Monday morning quarterback. The minute something happens, there's criticism, there's questioning. And I'm not saying police officers' actions shouldn't be looked at, questioned if need be. But what happens today is everybody just decides that they know better, that they know the way they should have done it. And it's just wrong. It just doesn't address really the complexity of what police work is.
Yeah, and yet it still makes the headlines. It makes the front page of the newspaper. Don't you represent? Is it okay to say the PBA?
I do. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about today is the representative police officers. As a former police officer and a former detective in the city of Newark, I have a unique experience, and I understand what police officers go through. So when I first started my career as an attorney, after being an assistant prosecutor, I did a lot of police work, and I still do to this day, defending police officers who are wrongly accused, who have issues that they need legal representation. So the experience that I bring to bear with what I have done myself, recognizing the complexity of all of it, I've been able to serve the police officers well, and it's an honor to do so. Because, you have men and women out there that are protecting us. They make split-second decisions. And even sometimes when the decision is wrong, with the benefit of hindsight and the analysis of it and the taking forever to look at it, but it's a split-second decision. You really have to be careful. We don't want police officers acting intentionally wrong. We certainly don't want them being reckless. But we do have to recognize at least that the decisions they make are done with what information they have available at the time, what they're confronted with, and they have to act.
And they're most of them, the vast majority of them, do that with a mindset towards protecting the community and, of course, trying to protect themselves as well, but always putting the community first.
Anthony Pope with Joe Piscopo on the radio. Before we let you go, Anthony, appreciate you coming in. This impeachment inquiry. I don't. The word impeachment, it's so dramatic. This is like, someone said it on Fox. Oh, who said it? I just saw it, was it this morning? It's like a death knell for the president is what they're trying to do. The word impeachment, they're throwing it around. And now this whole inquiry, that's all the television's going to be like. Again, that's another thing I try to avoid. How, as a lawyer, you see this unfolding. There's no proof. There's no evidence. There are accusations just flagrantly thrown around. I mean, how irritating does that make you as an attorney?
Well, you know, Joe, again, the whole idea of impeachment is a constitutional issue, and the politicians are supposed to have the sense of what is impeachable and what's not impeachable. There is no credibility with the Democrats at this point because from the moment he was elected, they've been trying to impeach him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look back from the moment that man won the election, from the day after, how many times Democrats, politicians on the other side, have spoke about impeachment. As we all know, it started with the Russian collusion, and that went nowhere. It didn't exist at all. And now we have this Ukrainian thing. And the problem is they just don't stop. They just will not stop. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, last night I put on the news, and at one point I just said, you know what, I don't even want to watch it anymore.
Exactly.
I wish the election was tomorrow.
That's right.
I really do.
That's
I wish it was tomorrow so we could get over on this because the infrastructure and the deficit and all of the issues that we have existing, they're not doing anything. They're not serving us well anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about impeachment, they should be indicted for malfeasance and misfeasance in office.
Amen. Anthony Pope right there, 752. I promise you, when you come back next time, I'll have a new chair.
All right.
New chair. Listen, leave the gun, take the cannolis. We got them right here for you. Not a problem. Anthony Pope right here, an audience with the Pope right here on AM 970, The Answer. 752 with Joe on the radio. Brandy Scott's on the roads on AM970TheAnswer.com.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. Still working on that collision on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound over by Highland Boulevard. You're going to see some heavy delays starting from 440. Once you get past that, you're still very slow moving inbound at the Verrazano on both decks. This is because of a stalled truck on the inbound Gowanus over by the Prospect. One lane is out there. You were just packed through that whole stretch. Van Wyck on the northbound side, solid, making your way between the Belt and Hillside Ave. You've got some heavy delays heading southbound on the FDR Drive, approaching the area of the 59th Street Bridge. Also a slow go on the Harlem River Drive heading toward the Triborough. Cross Bronx, that is jam, making your way between the Bruckner and the Sheridan. Then you're in pretty good shape heading over to the outbound George. Still have that accident on 78 eastbound by exit 56 in Newark over in the express lanes. Inbound at the George, 25 both up and down. Inbound Lincoln running the same. Inbound Holland will cost you about 30 minutes. Alternate side in effect today. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Hi, AM 970 listeners. Steve Adubato here. On One-on-One, we go in-depth and up close on the issues that matter to you.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
So check out my show, One-on-One, weeknights at 7 p.m. on NJTV and 12:30 a.m. on WNET 13 and across the region on Fios One News. See you there.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. Catch my friend Steve and his great lineup of guests every weeknight on One-on-One with Steve Adubato.
Tune in tonight as the New Hampshire Wildcats take on the St. John's Red Storm at Carnesecca Arena. Catch all the action, starting with the pregame show at 6:40, tip-off at 7, right here on AM 970, The Answer.
Joe Piscopo with a special MyPillow alert for radio listeners. Go to MyPillow.com. Radio listener specials. Mike Lindell's newest book, MyPillow Towels, at 30% off at MyPillow.com or call 800-651-0798. Order now. Use the promo code AM970.
Jay Sekulow comes your way at 5:40 today on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Honda.
Hey, Hey, let me go to Charlie Finch on the phone. Charlie, thanks for calling. Always nice to hear from you, Professor. What's on your mind this morning, my friend?
Loved the show yesterday and today.
Thank you.
Yesterday, Joe, President Trump spoke at Madison Square Park. Frank Morano, which president's statue, one of your favorites, is on the northeast corner of Madison Square Park?
He knows.
Chester A. Arthur.
And what is Chester A. Arthur famous for in terms of government innovation?
Something
the
about
civil service.
I know the toilet,
right?
the toilet seat, right? Was that it?
No. Charlie said it. He reformed he went from the spoil system to civil service.
Now, President Trump is famous for saying you're fired. All these witnesses before the impeachment cannot be fired because they're in the civil service with the CIA and the State Department, the permanent government, the deep state.
Yeah.
Almost as funny as Al Cthulhu. Got that, Frankie Four Boroughs? Rock and roll.
Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Joe Lundberg's there checking out traffic 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. Good morning, Joe. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm doing fine. How are you? Ready for this cold air to come
what's up?
blasting
Because
in?
I walked down Wall Street. It was not that bad this morning. It's going to get bad by the time I leave. Tell me, what do we got? Snow or something?
Front's coming through right now. We're going to get some rain for the next 3 or 4 hours, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in on the backside of it. Then it goes away this afternoon, but temperatures are going to go down through the 40s and end up in the 30s later today.
Wow.
And when you get up tomorrow morning, it's going to be in the low 20s. In fact, that's a record for the date set at 1873. That's how cold this air mass is.
We got you in your swimming gear, Matt Sambola, just put you up with the little pink cap and shirtless, and Al can't take his eyes off of you, Joe. You would have
I'm going to the pool later today.
Oh, man, wear that Speedo. Wear that Speedo, man.
You betcha.
Thank you, Joe. Joe Lundberg right there, 756.
Really? You have to do that?
I do.
Meanwhile, my wife yelled at me last night because of the woman that I was staring at in the gym.
Wow, this is great.
Well,
this is great.
Wait, your wife went to the gym with you?
Yeah, she came to the
She
gym.
goes occasionally. It's nice.
Yeah, so we work out. So I usually finish my cardio before she does. So I start doing crunches and I'm doing the leg press or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a woman who works out there every day. I'm not ashamed to say she has a phenomenal body. And she's right in front of me. And you can't help but look at her. I mean, it's right in my eyesite. So I know that my wife. I know that my wife.
Paint
was
the picture
staring
for
at
me.
her.
What machine were you on?
I was on the. I was on doing the leg press. So I'm doing about 200 pounds on a leg press. I do 20 leg presses. I take a 10-second break.
But the leg press, you were upside down pushing up?
No, straight on.
And where was the girl, to the left, to the right?
No, straight ahead.
Well,
She's
what
straight ahead.
What machine was she on?
You know they have the pull up, but you can get on your knees.
Yeah, it's
and kind
cool.
of pull up.
Yeah.
All right. So she's right in front of me.
Yeah, that's the machine to be on.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't help but look at her. So I know I can feel my wife's eyes in the back of my head because she's right behind me while I'm doing the workout. So she comes off the treadmill as I'm finishing up, and she gives me a slap in the back of the head. I said, what was that for? She goes, I know you're looking at her. I said, who wouldn't? Everybody in the gym is looking at her. Come on. Am I supposed to wear a blindfold while I'm working out?
Did she smack you in the back of the head?
Yeah, she did.
That's
I knew it was coming.
That's great.
But what are you going to do?
And you went back and looked at the...
No, and I don't even know the woman. Like, everybody in the gym tries to talk to her. I want to do my workout and get out. But not if you're right in front of me. Come on.
Occupational hazard in the
Get
gym,
a fat
Albert.
guy in front of me. I will look at him. Look at the ceiling.
7:58, we got a special announcement coming up. Yep, it's coming up right at 8:05 with Steve Perillo. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. AM 970 The Answer, am970theanswer.com. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. It's a crazy morning, and we love having you with us. Al's going to do the news. We're going to come back with Steve Perillo on AM 970 The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
55 degrees at 7:59. I'm Al Catullo with local news first. Here's what's going on. President Trump is in New York City for a second day after attending Monday's Veterans Day parade. He's delivering remarks at the Economic Club of New York at the Hilton Midtown before heading to the Intercontinental New York Barclay for a roundtable with supporters. He's also attending a fundraising committee reception there before leaving for the White House later this afternoon. 4 workers injured, but they're going to be okay following a scaffolding collapse at Manhattan's Hudson Yards. Happened yesterday at 50 Hudson Yards, a construction site in the neighborhood experiencing ongoing development. The Department of Buildings issued a violation, said the cross bracing on the scaffold was inadequate, causing a portion to collapse after a load of material was placed on it. Workers were taken to a nearby hospital. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, National League Rookie of the Year. Monday Night Football, Seahawks beat the 49ers in overtime, 27-24. You now know what's going on. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From From the studios of AM 970 The Answer on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Carter to undergo surgery this morning at Atlanta's Emory University Hospital. A procedure aimed at easing pressure on his brain resulting from bleeding that followed a couple of recent falls.
At 95, he is the oldest living former president, and he suffered a series of falls this year, breaking his pelvis late last month, gashing his face in early October, and a fall that required hip replacement earlier in the spring. He's been active, still teaching Sunday school and helping Habitat for Humanity building homes. But his pastor called yesterday a rough day for Carter and is calling for everyone's prayers.
Correspondent Jackie Quinn. Illegal immigration taking the spotlight today at the U.S. Supreme Court, the High Court. You hear arguments over President Trump's attempt to end the DACA program, shielding hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens from deportation. Many of them were brought here as children. The DACA program was instituted by President Obama without congressional authorization. The Trump administration argues that was unconstitutional. The Democrats' impeachment inquiry is about to move into a new public phase.
After weeks of private depositions by administration officials and the release of their transcripts by the House committees involved in the impeachment inquiry, Wednesday's first hearing gives the public the chance to see and hear firsthand what may have happened.
That's correspondent Tim McGuire. A barrage of rockets fired from Gaza rained down on Israel overnight after an Israeli airstrike killed the top Islamic Jihad commander in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the terrorist chief had been plotting more attacks on Israel before he was neutralized. On Wall Street, stock futures pointing to a higher open. Right now, Dow futures up about 20 points. S&P futures 1 point higher. NASDAQ futures up 9. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Sebastian Gorka here for Relief Factor, the 100% drug-free supplement that was formulated by doctors to help your body deal with inflammation and pain. The reason I've told so many of my friends about the 3-week quick start is because as we get older, occasional aches and pains can be a real problem, keeping you from sleeping through the night or doing the things you love and need to do, like taking walks or playing golf, going up or down stairs, or simply playing with your kids or grandkids. Tens of thousands are now like me, glad they ordered the 3-week quick start for just $19.95. After years of back pain, I found relief, and I believe you could too. Folks, this is why the father and son owners of Relief Factor, Pete and Seth Talbot, created the 3-week quick start, and they discounted it to only $19.95. Approximately 70% of those who order it go on to order more. Let's see if we can get you out of pain too. Go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-500-8384.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. I have a great Christmas gift idea for your conservative loved ones. Noble Gold has just released a new President Trump Commander-in-Chief coin. It's a beautiful limited edition collector's piece just in time for the 2020 re-election campaign. The front of this new silver 1-ounce coin features the bust of President Trump with his hand over his heart with the American flag flying behind him. The reverse side of the coin features President Trump's promise to the American people, "We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America great again." Noble Gold is giving my listeners a special offer. Use promo code Piscopo to receive $10 off and a free collector's case. Visit TrumpCoin2020.com. Use promo code Piscopo for $10 off the new Trump Commander-in-Chief coin, plus a new collector's case to display this beautiful silver commemorative coin. This offer is only valid for a limited time, so don't wait. Visit TrumpCoin2020.com. Promo code Piscopo.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Staten Island Expressway eastbound collision cleared out of the way over by Highland Boulevard. You're going to still see some heavy delays starting from around Bradley Ave. Inbound Gowanus, stalled truck by the Prospect. That's got you backed up onto the span of the inbound Verrazano. Packed ride on the belt making your way westbound approaching JFK. You're hitting the brakes there from the southern state. Not moving much as you make your way across the East River at the Manhattan leg of the Triborough Bridge. Still very slow on the Cross Bronx, moving between the Bruckner and the Sheridan. Then you're looking good getting over to the outbound George. Bronx River Parkway on the southbound side. That's solid heading toward the Cross Bronx. You're going to see heavy delays starting from East Fordham Road. Truck Route 1 and 9 crash in the left lane by Jacobus Ave in Newark. You're backed up there through to 440. Hudson River crossings inbound at the George 25 to 30 on both decks. Inbound Lincoln 30 to 35. Holland will cost you the same. Alternate side in effect today. And the light rail running 15 minutes late into Jersey Ave. Cloudy skies, winter mix this morning. Temperatures will steadily drop in the afternoon, bottoming out at about 35 degrees. And now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
Joe Piscopo on the radio. Hey, and on television. We're on YouTube and on Facebook on AM 970. The Answer. 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. What a while. This is just one of those mornings, you know. And if there was a morning that to bring in Steve Perillo, this is that morning. He is a good friend. He's a dear friend. You know what? We have let me just tell you, a great relationship. And when I met Steve and we got together at Leo's, people stop me now. They go, hey, I saw you and Steve Perillo at Leo's. That's where we rendezvoused. And then we came up with the whole Perillo tour, the Piscopo Perillo tour. This whole big extravaganza, which just was so exciting. And I want to start here before I make this special announcement. Steve, welcome to the show, first of all.
Drum roll. Yes, good morning.
And thank you for everything. You know, I'm looking at you, and we know each other so well now, and we're family now.
Yes,
in Italy, it was flawless in Italy. Thank you. Thanks for when we went to Italy, it was flawless. You were great on the piano.
Yeah,
we entertained.
Right. Your show was unbelievable.
Wasn't that fun?
Was unbelievable, and you were using your cell phone as the band for part of it, and it sounded so good.
Here's what I had. I had my little hookup, my little hookup thing. Right? No, actually, they got Gabriele was his name. The guy with the sound guy did a great job. We had a piano. You got a guitar. You got a Stratocaster for me.
Yeah.
And everybody was so nice. And by the way, Paolo was great. Paolo and Marco, the guides, your guides were great. And this I have to tell you too. When we went to Prata la Sera, and Steve and I speak to you listening and watching, I said to Steve Perillo, my friend, yeah, I'd like to go to the hometown of my grandfather because I think it's important. I'll go there to Prata la Sera in Avellino. So Steve goes, okay, let me see what I can do. Now, this was 7 months out. Steve meticulously with Diana at his office and Janice and the great team at Perillo Tours and in Rome as well.
Yes.
They made the trip to Prata la Sera work. Everybody went. You know what people tell me on that trip we went on? That was the highlight for them. Out of all the great things that we did, that was the highlight. Prata la Sera. And then somehow, I don't know, it was Paolo or you found the vineyard, the Antico Castello. That was a great vineyard where they made the regatta. They made the homemade regatta.
We always go there.
Yeah, you always go there?
Yeah, we always go there. But the mayor, what was he like?
Alfiero. He was great. Mayor Alfiero. He was Emmanuel Alfiero. He was
what
great.
did he have to say? Could he speak some English?
A little bit. He goes, he said, not much.
Yeah.
Not much. And he said that we're related somehow. Somehow I was related to his mother. There was a Piscopo on the mother's side somewhere. Because it's a small town, you know, so we're all kind of related.
The other folks you met were cousins? First cousins, you think? Or second cousins?
Second cousins, and Gerardina was there. She just came to New York, so it was just a love fest. But the fact that people came up to me and were so emotional and loved it, they would never have gone to Italy. They've never seen the family history. So thanks for all that,
You're
Steve.
the most famous son of Prata la Sera, isn't that right?
Well,
by far. Who else came from there? That we know of. Al, anyone?
No, I don't think nothing. I think I'm it. I think I'm it, man.
They have some veterans who fought in wars and stuff like that. Some Piscopos,
We
right?
lost four Piscopos in the Second World War out of Prata la Sera. Yeah, you know, fighting in the Second World War. So now, we
should do it again.
Should we read this or do I just ad lib this, Albert? Am I supposed to read this?
You can ad lib it. I just gave that to you as a guy.
First of all, this is it. With Steve Perillo right next to me, this is the announcement. They put it in script form. Frankie V.
How great is Frankie Volpe, huh? He works
He's
so,
really good.
He's a good guy.
He made all this happen.
He really did, and we appreciate
Everyone who
it.
went to Italy, the mayor of Prato La Serra, everything is from Frank. Everything originates from Frank.
Well, no, Frank gave me, this is the copy, so please, this is it. We got drum rolls or anything else. And there you go. Al's Dubs does burn drum. I have teamed up with my dear friend here, Steve Perillo, to create an intimate offer for my AM 970 friends to visit the wonders of Italy on a unique Perillo tour with yours truly. Here we go. We're going back to Italy, and we want to spend Good Friday and Easter Sunday in Rome. This is going to be spectacular. Easter in Roma. You know, I'm telling you, we want you. I'm going to give you a number to call, but we are going to back. We're going back to Italy, and we're going to have a ball. Rome. We're going to Assisi, Florence, the Tuscan countryside, Pisa, Siena. Oh, one of the most beautiful cities on
You've been
earth.
there. Siena's gorgeous.
Siena, and
Really is
where I have
gorgeous.
not been, Cinque Terre. We're going to go to Cinque Terre, just to mention a few. So come fly with me, baby. This is a Perillo tour, stress-free, escorted vacation. We're going back to Italy. You don't have to lift a finger. This man next to me, Steve Perillo, makes it so easy, like we did with Frankie Five Boroughs. The last trip sold out in record time, so don't wait. There were a lot of people who wanted to go who did not go, and they couldn't go because we couldn't fit in them. We just didn't have enough room.
And because these are different provinces and some different cities that we didn't see last time, some people who were on that trip may
Come
wanna
on
come
back.
Yeah, we expect to see the same people, some of the same people. They loved it, right? So
They had the blast. Let me give you the number, 800-431-1515. It's 800-431-1515. Listen to this. You got to go to Rome, and I'm taking my kids with me. We're going to take the children with me.
That's wonderful.
And Assisi is great. Florence, you have to see. You can't go to Florence enough. And you could go to Florence 1,000 times and not see enough. Tuscany is just gorgeous. The Tuscan countryside. We're not going to be, and we go to Pisa, we go to Siena and Cinque Terre. And we are parking in Tuscany for a while, right?
Yeah, it's going to be 5 nights, and it's kind of in a beautiful villa in the countryside, but it's still very close to Florence. They have a swimming pool. You're going to love it. The weather's going to be nice. It's when's this trip? April? April 9, April 8, April 9?
I thought the 7th, 8th, or 9th.
The 9th is the Thursday.
April 9. I should know that.
So we're starting now, but let me give you the number because we are going back. It was so successful. Let me give you the number, 800-431-1515, 800-431-1515, or PerilloTours.com, PerilloTours.com. Just say, I want to fly away with Steve and Joey, baby. Yeah, Joey Perillo. That's what you got to call me. How are you? Joey Perillo. Nice to have you. Joey Perillo Tours. Hey, how are you? We had such a great time last time, and this was it when I had... When Guy and Bernadette and Mimi and Joe from Brooklyn, I know we became friends, we became family. And then one of the gals came over to me, Steve, at the end of the trip, and she took my hand. She said, "Joe, if it wasn't for you, I would have never seen Italy." She starts to cry. She starts to cry.
What you do.
She goes, "You think?" And when we left, and we were at the Lucchese Hotel, in Florence, before we got onto the bus.
Yeah.
People didn't leave. They stayed in the lobby. We all became friends.
Yeah, it's like a family.
Joanne was there, and Debbie was there. How great is Debbie Duhame? How great was Debbie?
Oh, I love Debbie.
The best,
I
right?
love her, yeah.
And we didn't want to leave. And this is an experience of a lifetime. And this is going to be...
Are you going to perform again on this?
I'll do whatever you want, man.
This trip?
I think we're going to do a show. I think a show is in order.
That would be good.
Only if you do. Only if you sit at the piano again, man, huh?
I'll do something different this time.
No! You know what he did, Al? You know what he did? Can I tell you? He did. He played commercials, theme songs to TV shows, and
That's
you
cool.
had to guess
like
them.
The Odd Couple.
Right. That was great. I think there's an encore in that. I think there's an encore in that.
Bewitched.
And we gave away Limoncello for that. Limoncello. We gave away presents.
Prizes,
That's awesome.
if you could name that tune.
Right.
It was funny.
Steve, I'm proud to be with you, man. This is going to be great. So we're going back. We're going back to Italy. This is the announcement. We talked about it. We thought about it. This is the official announcement. We are going back, and we want you to go with us. And the number is 800. It's 431-1515, or you can go to PerilloTours.com. This
is the pace is a little different. We had a wild pace last time. It was great. It was exciting. I like it like that. We just went, we're going to slow it down a little bit on this trip, and we're going to go and we're going to park in Tuscany for a while. From there, you could do offshoot.
That's good. You only unpack twice in this trip,
Oh,
so it'll
beautiful.
be a lot easier. A lot easier.
That'll be nice. And also, I have to give a shout out to Pierre Luigi at the Torchiana Winery.
The vineyard.
Oh,
yeah, he's crazy.
where do you find these people?
He's a sommelier, and he puts on a show about wine tasting
that was
you've
great.
never
That was
seen
great.
in your life.
So, and then they sent all wines. I got a whole bunch of wines.
You did?
Yes, I ordered some. I bought some.
Oh, you
and
paid
then-
for it.
I did. I paid for it, but they sent me some.
Oh no!
Frank was helping him out yesterday, sorting through the.
I did get
the
some
wine.
freebies. I got the freebies like that.
That's good.
And
He's got
Murano was
olive oil.
Murano. Well, now will we shoot up to Venice? Do you think? Can we do that from Tuscany?
We
where
could
live?
if you want.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could if you want.
But it's a kind of it's a looser trip. But what I love about being parking in Tuscany, which is really one of the most glorious places on earth, and you have to see Siena. This is. I remember I was so taken aback by the beauty and the serenity of this beautiful ancient city in Italy. It was just great. So
wait till you see Cinque Terre. Cinque Terre means 5 lands,
Yeah.
and there are 5 little peninsulas that jet out into the sea,
Oh.
and they can't take the big buses, so we come in a different way. But you have spaghetti with clam sauce and white wine at lunchtime there. You'll die and go to heaven.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
love it.
great.
Not a bad meal there, man.
Yeah,
not a bad meal.
yeah.
Remember, we were at a restaurant. I'm trying to think if you, Frankie. Remember when you ate my pasta? When you finished my pasta?
What didn't Frank eat off of your plate?
No, it was like in Sorrento. Was it Sorrento? Was it Sorrento?
No, I don't think it was Sorrento. I think that was in. Although maybe it was.
Yeah, I think it was Sorrento.
You're
And
right.
it was at a restaurant.
Yeah, I think it was called Michelangelo. Does that sound right?
I'm not sure, but whatever it was the homemade pasta. The
Yeah,
homemade
it's
pasta.
so
I had it
good.
plain with not. I said just put a little olive oil on it. And we said, "Oh, Joe, you got to put it." No, I like the natural
No,
taste.
it's
of the pasta.
amazing. Olive oil, garlic,
Boom.
and the pasta.
Boom.
Because the pasta's so good.
Yeah.
The olive oil is so good.
And I had a little Parmesan cheese.
Yeah.
I ate a good portion. I said, I think I have enough because I don't
Yeah.
want. Frankie finished the whole rest of it, and he took the bread and he wiped the plate clean.
That's what you're supposed to do.
So we have another Perillo tour coming up, and we want you to go with us. It's going to be Easter in Rome. How magnificent is that? And we're going to see how many people. Now I did not talk about this to Steve, but I have to tell you, I've talked to Arthur Idala. He knows a guy at the Vatican. I'm going to see if the guy can maybe, go
No
to
way.
Swiss guards, do a little private thing, even if we
Yeah.
do it 10 people at a time,
Yeah.
group to group to group, so we could go right into the Vatican in an easy way or at Easter time. So we're pulling out all stops, man.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much.
No, it's been
you really changed our whole company. Everyone's talking about you, and you're like the biggest ambassador that we have right now.
You know,
I really, really, really.
I'm so
appreciate
proud
it.
of the heritage. I always think of my grandparents. I always think of my parents. I always think of my mom, and they worked so hard. They worked so hard. You and your respect for your father, Mario,
Yeah.
who wrote the book on all of this. You are continuing the legacy in such a stellar way. And Linda, your sister is magnificent.
It's all the same people. Paolo, your tour guide, comes from my father's time. So
He
yeah,
did?
he comes from. He's been with us for 35 years.
Wow.
So yeah.
So we go to Sorrento. We pulled in before we went to the restaurant. I was just telling you about. They get us to this little Sorrento music box place, which I bought all the music box. They
Yeah.
gave something for my mother,
Yeah.
and which I shouldn't say because she's listening. It's just going to be a surprise. But then I see a picture of you with your dad. You must have been.
I
You must have
know.
been 15 years
I
old.
know.
Huh?
I know. Yeah.
The first time you went to Italy, how old were you? Were you just a kid?
I took a steamship in 1965.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
First time I had champagne, I remember that. And if you ever get to cross the Atlantic on a boat, it's the greatest experience.
That'll be
I
nice.
haven't done it.
Listen,
Yeah.
that'll be nice.
Hey, let's-
I am just
Now
saying.
we're in trouble.
But I have to tell you, to everybody on the trip, and it's so family oriented. Then when I did a show a couple weeks ago, Rockville Center, people came to the show from the trip. To come.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
See that? We have to have a reunion.
Yeah,
We
and
should have a
I'll tell you
reunion,
what, and I think I specifically know a guy in Bernadette, beautiful people. He bought a whole video of my visit to Avellino. A video, like a whole.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's like he shot the whole thing, man. Mimi was there. Mildred, she came. She brought all her friends to the show. We've created a family here. So this is an opportunity to go Easter in Rome. It's going to happen in April. Here is the number, okay? And we want you to check it out. And Janice
and Diana and everybody at Perillo Tours are so wonderful and so warm to walk you through everything is so meticulous. As you make the reservations, you plan your trip, and then Perillo, they stay in touch with you. They'll email you something, get ready, and then they send you a package. The package, meticulously planned out, and it's all nice. And this is the classiest way to go to Italy. And by the way, I've met so many people that said, I just out of nowhere, one of the a New Jersey state trooper, a gal, great, she's a homicide detective. Oh, Joe, I'm going to Italy too. We're going on the Perillo tour.
No way.
They went out of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So everybody goes on a Perillo tour. It's the only way to travel to Italy. I'm telling you. I'm going to give you the number again because you can go to perillotours.com, 800-431-1515, 800-431-1515. Easter in Rome. Come on, Easter in Rome, and that's Good Friday and Easter Sunday in Rome. And again, don't forget, listen please to Joey, Roma, Assisi, Florence, the Tuscan countryside where we will stay for a few days so you don't have to unpack and run. We're going to park ourselves in Tuscany, Pisa, Siena, Cinque Terre. Just to mention, if you come fly with me, baby, me and Steve. Steve will be playing the piano again. I'm going to do a concert again. You tried to go last time. You couldn't get in. This is the time to go on the Perillo Piscopo tour. You could just call me Joey Perillo from now on. 800-431-1515, perillotours.com. Steve, we love you, man.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it very much. With great respect, my friend. Thank you so much. I'll see you in Rome in Easter time. Piscopo,
I'll be there.
Piscopo in the morning. And let's go to traffic right now, right here on AM 970, The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey guys, still a rough ride making your way between Staten Island and Brooklyn. We've got a new incident going on. Crash on the span of the inbound Verrazano. It's on the upper level, blocking the left lane. That's got you solid from Slauson Ave. Once you get beyond that, still a solid ride on the inbound Gowanus. Stalled box truck taking out a lane by the Prospect. Heavy delays on the Van Wyck northbound heading toward Hillside Ave. You're backed up to the belt. Going to need some extra time on the Bronx River Parkway southbound approaching the Bruckner. Looks like we've got a collision there after Westchester Ave. Heading inbound at the George, 25 to 30 on both decks. Inbound Lincoln is going to cost you about 25 minutes. Inbound Holland, 30 to 40. And outbound at the George, watch out for construction taking out the right lane on the upper level span. This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples gives your business more for less. It's where you find the best printers at great prices. Right now, get up to $200 off the HP LaserJet Pro 400 series. Staples for your business, tech, and beyond. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Joe Piscopo with a special MyPillow alert for radio listeners. Go to MyPillow.com. Radio listener specials. Mike Lindell's newest book, MyPillow Towels, at 30% off at MyPillow.com or call 800-651-0798. Order now. Use the promo code AM970.
Gregory Floyd, host of Reaching Out, gets answers to the tough questions from people in the know.
With me, a very special guest is Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer. What is your stance on Next Gen?
Well, the first problem is, yes, the NYCHA needs funding. We know that. But when you bring to city-owned land and bring private market to city-owned land, you're losing an amazing resource. So I am not a real fan of Next Gen in its current form. I know that we're also dealing with LaGuardia and Holmes, and now we're hearing more about Fulton, tearing down buildings. This is not the way I would approach it. I would like to have money for NYCHA. We all would. So the question there is, have we had a conversation? Obviously, we need money for the subways, and we need money for NYCHA. That's what we're doing, so I don't approve of that.
It's Reaching Out with Gregory Floyd, Saturday nights at 7 on AM 970, The Answer.
An official message from Medicare.
It's open enrollment, Fred. Time to compare plans.
Oh, Alice, we're fine with what we have.
Well, that's what the Johnsons thought until they tried Medicare's new Plan Finder.
The Johnsons, huh?
We saved on our prescription costs.
And got extra benefits. Come on, Fred. Maybe we'll find something better.
Plans change every year. Use the new Plan Finder at Medicare.gov to compare health and drug plans. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
What do you know? Comparing plans really pays.
Don't miss all the excitement of Seton Hall Pirates basketball Thursday night as the Hall hosts the Michigan State Spartans at Prudential Center. This is Dave Pompkin. Join me along with Gary Cohen for all the action. Pre-game at 8:30, opening tip at 8:45 Thursday night on the Pirates flagship AM 970 The Answer.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Piers Nachawati with principal office in Dallas, Texas is responsible for the content of this ad. This is an urgent message for anyone exposed to the herbicide Roundup and diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The World Health Organization has designated Roundup weed killer as a probable human carcinogen. If you've come in contact with Roundup and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to compensation. A free consultation is now available to discuss your options and help you understand your legal rights and actions. Call 800-948-1659. Roundup is the most widely used herbicide in the United States, and a California jury recently awarded $289 million to a landscaper who claimed Roundup gave him cancer. But time is limited to file a claim. If you worked with Roundup weed killer and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the Roundup Legal Helpline now. You could be entitled to significant compensation. Call 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659.
Hey, Joe on the radio. How you doing? Oh, what a morning, my goodness gracious. Going back to Italy. And you know, when I was in Italy, I took my Balance of Nature with me. Do you know that I did that? Yes, I did. With all the good broccoli rabe and all the good antioxidants and all that fine Italian cuisine, I still took my Balance of Nature with me. My little Balance of Nature travel capsules. And actually, I bought the regular big bottles. And I take the fruits in the morning, vegetables in the afternoon. And it just, I don't know how. I don't even want to think about it because I'm not superstitious, but I'm one of those guys of the mindset. If you go, wow, I feel great, that's when you go down, you know. But I feel great, and I make the sign of the cross when I do that because that's what my people do. That's what my people do. You will love Balance of Nature. It gives you more energy. It gives you, it staves off all the bad things that could happen. Allergies, that little cough in the back, you know, the nasal situation. If you get, God forbid, an infection or something like that, it seems to. I can't tell you that it's a clinical study with Balance of Nature, but I'm telling you, I'm speaking from personal experience that I take it religiously. And then I stopped taking multivitamins. Do you hear what I'm telling you? I stopped on the advice of Dr. Douglas Howard and his wife Sue. I stopped taking the vitamins. They said, Joe, you're just eliminating it. And I said, but Sue, I get these great vitamins. I get some kind of antioxidants from the vitamins. You don't, and all you got to do is start taking Balance of Nature, and then your body will assimilate to you taking Balance of Nature. And plus, the other stuff is all synthetics anyway. Now, I want you to try Balance of Nature. Just try it. 800-246-8751. You try Balance of Nature because we're going to give you 35% off and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. This offer is going to end soon, so don't wait, please, to take that Dr. Howard Health Challenge. You can get your own health coach when you call 800-246-8751. This is, for me, and I'm telling you, not a clinical study. I tell you as my friend, as my family that listen to the show, it's miraculous, the effect that you will get from the positive effect you will get from Balance of Nature. 800-246-8751 or balanceofnature.com. But you got to use the discount code, please, the answer.
Due to the game, Kevin McCullough Radio at 440 today on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Nissan.
Piscopo on the radio. John Burnett is managing director of a One Empire Group, columnist, former Republican candidate for New York City Comptroller. So you, John, you say you put a gray suit on and you said it was raining outside?
Yeah,
I
was like, you know what? I got to switch this to black, man. You know, it's raining outside. I got to switch up. When you introduced me, you said former Republican. I was like, wait a minute.
No, former Republican candidate.
No. I was like, wait a minute, where's he going? I'm like, okay, that's good.
Left the party, now an independent, running for mayor of New York. Oh, please. You know, it's so funny. I didn't think about that. You shouldn't wear a gray suit out in the rain like that, right?
Yeah, because, you know.
You know, the president's got it down, man. He you know what he does? He wears that, he's got a blue suit. It's like a $6,000 suit. He wears the suit. The Brioni suit, and it's dark blue, and he wears it all the time. And he's got 1,000 of them.
Right, he probably has a whole closet full of navy blue. I've never seen him in a black suit.
No,
never seen him in a gray suit.
No, he says
his blue suit. He just changes the tie.
That's it. Is that not something?
All white shirts.
Something to think about.
No blue shirt.
I'm telling
no
you,
stripes.
Man. I'm not trying to match. I'm matching the cufflinks. You know.
right.
Oh, look! See the purple with the purple? Huh? Come on now. Come on. How tacky is this, man?
No, but he should put a pocket square. I've never seen him in a pocket square.
Oh, that's a great gift for him.
Yeah, my dad. You know, I got this from my dad.
Yeah.
Square pocket.
Thank you.
That's it.
Isn't it our father? God bless you for
Totally,
saying that, man. I think that all the time. Pop would always put the pocket square in.
Always.
The different.
You'll see pictures of me, 3 years old, 4 years old.
With pocket square.
Pocket squares, man.
But you know what? My dad would wear. He did, and I kept some of them. I raided my mom's closet after my pop passed away, and I took the pocket squares with me to
I
wear.
had pocket squares, and I also had his socks.
Oh my God!
Because the thing is, my mom took me shopping. I had to go for the little boy socks.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a little bigger for me, right? But I used to still put them on.
Yeah.
I wanted to walk mentally. I wanted to walk in my father's shoes.
Yeah, God bless you for that. So true, man. Were they patterned socks? Back in the day, it was just like black socks or
a lot of solids, very light on the patterns.
No, not now. Look, excuse me.
Right.
I got purple. Unbelievable. John, good to see you, man.
Always a pleasure.
I want to get your take on. Everybody talked about Mike Bloomberg. I can't decide if this is planned because he's so smart, but you cannot underestimate Mike Bloomberg. He's such a brilliant guy. Is this a business ploy of his?
No.
Do you think he may go in?
I mean, the 9th richest man in the world.
Yeah.
Doesn't need any employees.
Good point.
Right.
Good point.
He's made his money the honest way.
Yeah.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Built it up globally.
Yeah.
The thing is, Mayor Bloomberg should stop question the risk of him getting in the race right now, right? When you look at it, he had a pact with what's his name? Oh gosh, I forget him already. So did all the Democrats with Biden. You know, if he starts slipping in the polls, if his fundraising starts to decline, that he would get in the race. And he's keeping his word.
No, he didn't say this to Biden. You think the two of them together?
There were some reports that they had a
chat?
conversation early on.
Wow.
Because remember, President Obama didn't want Biden to run. A lot of people didn't want him to run, but he got in anyway. So here's the thing. He's coming with baggage. Charles Blow from the New York Times has said, you know what? In essence, no black person across this nation should vote for Bloomberg. Without the black vote in the general, but definitely in the primary, there's no way you can win.
Yeah.
And they haven't left Biden to this point. So what lane is Bloomberg going to go down? It's going to be a battle for the urban vote nationally. Then when you look at the fact that he's the 9th richest man in the world, Warren and Bernie, they couldn't have asked for a better person to get in the race to bolster their fundraising and their platform. Then when you look at some of the eminent domain issues, right? Then when you look at the third term, if that doesn't clearly define someone who is elite to change the law so they can get a third term, then guess what? I don't know if changing the law is more gangster or closing it behind you after you get in.
More gangster. It's so true, though. That was wild how he did. He ran for that third term.
And how about all the Nanny Bloomberg stuff? The big gulp sodas and everything else.
Yeah. Good.
That's not going to go over well in New Hampshire, where it says live free or die.
Yeah.
That's not going to go well. So where's he going in the primary?
But he's so smart. He wouldn't go in if I'm trying to think. What is he thinking? Because he wouldn't just go in. Will he run as an independent?
Joe.
I mean,
Joe, if you were worth $40 billion,
yeah,
you'd say to yourself, "There's nothing that I couldn't do." Especially if you're saying that, I'm willing to take 10% of my entire net worth and roll the dice,
man,
on a primary, in general, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell those type of people that they cannot do something or shouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a good point. So we'll see what happens. Is there a deadline on this? Do we know when he gets in, gets out? I mean,
different states have different deadlines.
Yeah.
So he had to file early in Alabama, right? So his team is looking at, okay, what's the schedule for filing to get on the ballot?
Man.
So he's managing risk just in case if he actually goes through with this. Just make sure that he registers in every state based upon the schedules.
I'm going to talk to New York City, but on the national level, I don't know. There's not one person out there, objectively, people, not pro this, pro that. No one could beat the president right now.
No,
right now,
not at all. Not at all. In fact, the thing is, by Bloomberg and possibly Governor Deval Patrick now is thinking about getting in the race.
I've been waiting for that
What
one.
is that saying to the entire slate of the remaining candidates that you're not good enough. This is causing chaos. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I enjoy it. Right? But as President Trump would say, I don't think so.
So New York has a new police commissioner coming in next month. What do you think of Mayor de Blasio's choice of Dermot Shea?
Look, I wrote an article about this. It was published in the Daily News. I think Shea's service to New York to keep New Yorkers safe is commendable and honorable. However, when you look at a mayor who ran on a platform of being inclusive, right? When you look at the last 30 years of commissioners, there's not much diversity, right? Mostly Irish males, some with repeat stints as commissioner. Then when you look at his top brass, first deputy commissioner, twice overlooked, Ben Tucker. Then when you look at Rodney Harrison, chief of parole, when you look at the 30,000 plus New York City police officers, the majority of them are in the blue uniform. So if Rodney Harrison is qualified enough to run the entire patrol citywide, why isn't he qualified enough to be commissioner?
What do you think? I mean,
I don't know. The thing is, I spoke to a cop. I said, hey, what's your take on this? And he said, look, of course he asked to be anonymous, but he said, look, this is the thing. Any position in NYPD above captain is completely discretionary. And I mentioned that in my article, and I went on to say, if that is the case, which it is, then that's even more of a reason for Mayor de Blasio to use his discretion to break the trend. But he didn't. He went along with the usual tradition.
Yeah, I was surprised.
And then I also mentioned 3 women, too, that are well qualified.
Interesting. Also, and we wish Dermot Shea all the best. And
absolutely.
I hear he's a great guy.
I support him. He's a great guy.
I say I'm a Jimmy O'Neill guy. Love Jimmy O'Neill. This is a good guy. Great guy.
Can I tell you a quick story on that?
Yeah.
So he came to Harlem.
Commissioner O'Neill did.
Right. I met with the 3-2 precinct council. And I'm not bashing any previous commissioners. When Ray Kelly or Bratton came around, I mean, the streets were blocked. You thought the president was coming, right? O'Neill, low profile, only 2 or 3 SUVs. That's it.
Yeah.
He walked out.
Yeah.
He walked ahead of his people. I'm like, this guy is a real cop. Yeah. He's not. He's a cop.
Yeah.
I don't even think that he even liked the title commissioner.
I know. You know what? We're so supportive of the NYPD, and by the way,
absolutely,
and the legendary work of Bernard Kerik and Ray Kelly and Bill Bratton. And all of these guys to run this.
Even during 9/11.
Yeah. Oh, Lord,
all of that.
Lord.
So I'm supportive, but the thing is, that article was also written from a political perspective. A person that touts, being uber progressive, but yet he doesn't walk the walk.
Yeah, interesting.
He talks the talk.
Yeah.
So I was beating him up more so on that. Nothing. And if you read it, the first line was congratulations to Dermot Shea.
Yeah.
For his commendable service.
Yeah.
That article was more so written in the light of politics and making sure things are fair.
John Burnett is the man. Look, look at you. Look at you. You got the initials on your cuff. I love that.
I'm old school, man.
Peter King not running for re-election.
That was a shocker. What the hell's?
I'm
sorry. Can I say him?
Yeah, sure. And we're such big fans of Peter King. What a great guy. Great guy. I know, but it's what's going to happen with that district.
You're going to drop this bomb in November? What the hell? Because you need time to fundraise. You need time to get your name ID out there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a strong Republican district, but you don't want to take any chances going into the presidential election. We want to get as close as possible, right, to regain the House.
Yeah. Who's running? Who's running on the Republican? Who's going to try to take it on the Republican side?
I mean, with a seat like that, it'll take some time to vet some names and things of that nature. Now people have to talk to their families. They have to, They have to consider stuff.
Yeah.
That's a major seat.
I know.
With Zeldin, right? I mean, come on, that's our stronghold.
I know. And we're going to miss him. John Burnett, Managing Director of One Empire Group, columnist, former Republican candidate for NYC Comptroller. Former Republican candidate, but not a former Republican. John, great to see you always, man.
Lifetime Republican.
Yeah, there. Look at you. Oh, man. 8:38 right now. Thanks for coming in, my friend. Thanks for looking so dapper. Appreciate it. You and me. Yeah, you and me. We're the only ones in the studio. No names.
Again. Trashing me all the time.
I love my Big Al. Big Al's got the headline news on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970, The Answer.
51 degrees at 8:39. I'm calling HR. I'm Al Gattulo with Local News First. Here's what's going on. The federal corruption trial of former Suffolk County District Attorney Thomas Spota expected to begin today. The Mount Sinai resident is alleged to have attempted to cover up the actions of former Suffolk Police Chief of Department James Burke. Burke eventually sentenced to 46 months in prison after pleading guilty to counts related to beating a man who broke into his police-issued vehicle, stole a bag holding police equipment, but also sex toys and pornography. Spota has pleaded not guilty. He could end up getting as many as 20 years in prison if convicted. Disney's new streaming service launches today. Disney Plus will offer hundreds of Disney-related movies and television series for $6.99 a month. And the lineup includes everything from classic animated features such as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to a huge collection of Marvel cartoons, movies, and almost every Star Wars flick. And Disney CEO Bob Iger said nearly every movie from the Disney catalog will eventually be available on Disney Plus, and subscribers can also opt for a monthly $12.99 bundle that includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, the National League Rookie of the Year, he earned the honor after setting a Major League Rookie record with 53 home runs this past season, topping the mark set by Yankee Aaron Judge back in 2017. He is the sixth Met to win the award. Monday Night Football, Seahawks gave the 49ers their first loss of the year, beating them in overtime 27-24. We've got college hoops tonight. St. John's takes on New Hampshire. Pregame is at 6:40. The tip-off is at 7. You can listen to the game right here on AM 970 The Answer. Stuck in traffic? Brandy Scott's got the answer.
Solid ride heading inbound at the Verrazano. Now we've got 2 lanes blocked on the upper level span with a collision. You are not moving much there from Slauson Ave. Also very slow on the outbound side. Everybody is stopping to take a look. Inbound Gowanus. Stalled truck cleared out of the way over by the Prospect, but the damage is done. You're hitting the brakes from Fort Hamilton Parkway on through. BQE very busy moving between the Battery Tunnel and the Brooklyn Bridge in both directions. Also packed on the westbound side from the LIE over to the Williamsburg Bridge. Heading outbound at the George, we've got construction on the upper level span. That's taking out the right lane till 2:30. You'll see delays starting from Webster Ave on the Cross Bronx. Inbound side, it's going to cost you about 25 up, 15 to 20 down. Inbound Lincoln running 25, inbound Holland 20. Alternate side in effect today. And New Jersey Transit North Jersey coastline is suspended right now between South Amboy and Woodbridge. This is because of fire department activity. Temperatures will drop throughout the afternoon. We'll bottom out at 35 degrees. And now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by AP Book. For more than a year, the whole of Vermont was captivated by the hunt for a runaway golden retriever. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
Joe Piscopo here, coming to you from the smartwaytobuy.com studios. If you look around these days, everything is getting smarter. Smartphones, smart TVs, even smart refrigerators. Well, now, after 100 years of the same old dumb way of buying cars, there's the smart way to buy a car. Just go to thesmartwaytobuy.com and see how easy they've made it. With really smart things like the Smart Way to Buy's 110% low price guarantee that ensures you are getting the best price for your next used vehicle. Need a car for commuting to work? Do you have a teenager looking for the first car? Well, then you should definitely visit the smartwaytobuy.com. It's your go-to place for the widest selection of used cars in New Jersey. Plus, every vehicle comes with a 5-day, 500-mile exchange policy, so you can't lose. Now that's smart. The Smart Way to Buy, only at the smartwaytobuy.com. That's the smartwaytobuy.com. Anything else just wouldn't be smart.
In an era where it's tough to know which news outlet to trust, at a time where it's difficult to find facts, not just opinion, there is an oasis in the news desert. It's the Katz Roundtable. John Katzimatidis, the personification of the American dream, who built a multi-billion-dollar business empire, talks with some of the nation's top newsmakers every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. You won't just hear partisan spin. You'll hear directly from the newsmakers who are shaping the news cycle in the city, the country, and the world. On the Cats Roundtable, you won't just hear about politics. You'll hear about science, business, education, animal rights, and any other topics that you're interested in. Catch the Cats Roundtable every Sunday morning, starting at 8:30, right after Morano in the Morning on AM 970. The Answer.
There it is, Joe Piscopo on the radio, 8:43 right now. Let me tell you about the Atlantis yacht. If you're looking to wow your corporate guests, clients, employees, I have the answer for you. You plan an unforgettable event aboard the Atlantis. That's Captain Fred's yacht. It's beautiful, beautiful skyline views, gourmet food, bar menu that is just spectacular, first-class entertainment. Your guests will be impressed. It's the best, to me, if you want to impress somebody corporate-wise, or you have a special private event, a birthday, or a bar mitzvah, something like that, or a bat mitzvah, you want to go, if you go aboard the Atlantis, it just knocks people out. You know why? You go out, you pull out of the harbor, and then you see things that you never thought you'd see before, like the Freedom Tower down on Wall Street, the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. It's spectacular. And if you go, if I could tell you, you go like twilight. Oh, when Lady Liberty lights up, you're going to love it. Captain Fred and the New York Cruises staff go above and beyond with every detail. You can go ahead and start planning your standout event today. It's what we do. It's what we do. We go on the Atlantis. It's called the Schmooze Cruise with all of our great clients from WMCA and AM 970, The Answer. Whether it's a corporate event, wedding, engagement party, retirement party, anniversary celebration, impress your guests with a first-class experience aboard the Atlantis. You can call New York Cruises to schedule a private viewing of the Atlantis, 212-633-1231, 212-633-1231. Mention AM 970, The Answer, for a free menu upgrade, 212-633-1231, or visit, please, NewYorkCruises.com.
Watch the Joe Piscopo live stream Tuesday mornings, 6 to 10. Available on Facebook, YouTube, and AM970theanswer.com.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning, Jersey Joe on the radio, 8:45. Let me go to Tony in Westchester. Good morning, Tony. What's on your mind this morning?
Yes, good morning, Joe. I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy that exists in Washington and with the media regarding the alleged quid pro quo in Ukraine. But first, you have to understand that with these creatures of the swamp, it's not quid pro quo. It's quid pro dough, and plenty of it.
Yeah, it's so true.
What Hunter Biden got was chump change for a no-show job. His father was just doing what any parent would do to help out his misfit son. But Joe was on the sidelines watching the Clinton and Obama score, so he wanted a little table scraps. Why else would they give our arch enemy, the evil empire Russia, 20% of our uranium supply?
Yeah.
The primary ingredient to making nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Imagine if Trump did that.
Yeah,
It's incomprehensible.
I know, Tony. No, Tony. Thanks for calling, and you're right on the money. That's why I don't even address it sometimes. It's so obvious. It's so blatant. It's so. And the president is on a phone call, and he's talking to the president of Ukraine, and he happens to say, "Yeah, why don't you investigate this thing?" Now, Biden was not even in the race at that time. And Donald Trump doesn't need to. Hey, I need some help with this guy. But Biden's not going to even give the president a run for his money. But the fact that I know what the president was thinking. I think the president was thinking it's so corrupt what happened, and it came out of President Obama's administration. Not to vilify President Obama, I don't want to say anything negative, but it came out of the administration. It was as corrupt as you could be. Talk about quid pro quo, and you're absolutely right, Tony. Joe Biden wants to get his job for his son. Hey, you know what? As a parent, I go, all right, well, what the heck? What's he going to do? But at least admit it. Was it illegal? I don't know that it was illegal, but it was so inappropriate. And then not only with the Ukraine, to go to China and get $1.5 billion. And now they want to call Hunter Biden to testify, and Adam Schiff doesn't let it happen. You see why I don't even address it? Because I don't want to insult your intelligence. Because it's so wrong. It makes no sense. There's no basis to any of this. Yet the media they just live off of this. And they're hook, line, and sinker along the progressive socialist agenda, and there's no objectivity. And thank God Fox is there, Fox Nation is there, and they're going to be more objective. But goodness gracious,
It's why I don't even bring it up. Tony, everything you said is absolutely right. It's so crooked. What Hunter Biden and Joe Biden did, inexcusable. Yet we're going to be the only ones talking about it because the Democrats will not. Oh, don't get me started. See, 8:48 right now, and we got we're going to Brandy Scott in traffic, and then Mike Gallagher is going to join us right here on AM 970. The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. Still a solid ride heading inbound at the Verrazano. We've got a crash on the upper level span taking out 2 lanes. Delays are increasing on the Staten Island Expressway eastbound. It's a very slow go from Bradley Ave on through. Over on the outbound side, you've got some extra volume. Everybody is stopping to take a look. Inbound Gowanus, heavy moving between Fort Hamilton Parkway and the BQE. About a 10-minute wait getting across the East River Manhattan bound at the Midtown Tunnel. Also very slow right now at the 59th Street Bridge heading in that direction. Outbound George, roadwork on the upper level span. That takes out the right lane till about 2:30. Over on the inbound side, going to cost you about 25 minutes upstairs. Lower level a little bit better at 15 to 20, even better from 4 and 46. Inbound Lincoln will cost you 25. Inbound Holland 30 to 40. Alternate side in effect today. And New Jersey Transit North Jersey coastline still suspended between South Amboy and Woodbridge. We've got some fire department activity in Perth Amboy. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Here's Mark Jaffe with today's Greater New York Chamber Minute.
We have Frank Morano here to talk about the Gold Shield. Frank, why is the station so excited about the Gold Shield program?
The Gold Shield is giving businesses an opportunity to help put an end to veteran suicide and support other veterans' causes.
We do need to put an end to veteran suicide. Too many veterans are dying, and they've served our country well. So the Gold Shield program, how is that going to help put an end to veteran suicide?
Customers are going to know when they see the Gold Shield in a business's window that that's a business that cares about stopping veteran suicide. As far as the business goes, they choose whatever amount they want to give to a cause that stops veteran suicide. For more information, just go to thegoldshield.us.
We're very strong on supporting all veterans' causes, and I want to personally invite you, because Gold Shield's sponsoring on November 13th, the Rear Admiral of the Mid-Atlantic region, Charles Rock, to speak in our business center. And Gold Shield will be there.
And remember, it's thegoldshield.us.
For more details, visit chamber.nyc or call 212-CHAMBER.
Thank you, Frankie. 5 boroughs, 10 minutes before 9 already, 8:50. Mike Gallagher is going to join us. I want to tell you about another Mike Connors, who, we went to this Doodles for Hunger. We were there the other night for the St. Francis Food Pantries. Who shows up? Not only Mike Connors, the whole office. Bridget was there. And Mike was there. Daniela was there. The whole office of Connors and Sullivan was at this great event to feed the hungry. And then who shows up? But Beth, Mike's wife, who I love, from Louisiana. I'll tell you, this is a great family over there, the Connors and Sullivan family. And when I tell you, with my crazy sordid details, it's nothing like salacious or anything, but just my life was complicated. Where do you leave the money? Who's showing up? You got different kids. You have a couple wives. I'm telling you, it gets very confusing. Mike Connors handled the whole thing. And if he could do that for me, just think of what he could do for you. You need an estate plan. You need a health care proxy, living will. You need a trust. You have to get these things. Otherwise, who's going to be first in line to take your money? The government. They're going to be there, drooling and coming after you. You need to be protected by Mike. Now, on Monday, December 2nd, at the Greenhouse Cafe on 3rd Avenue in Brooklyn, Mike will be there with a free seminar, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. And then on Thursday, December 5th, at the Adria, that's at 221-17 Northern Boulevard in Bayside, Queens, 11, 3, and 7 p.m. Now, if you can't make any of these free seminars, call Connors and Sullivan today. Lisa's standing by. You want to talk to Bridget and the team at Connors and Sullivan, 718-238-6500, 718-238-6500 for your own free office appointment. Mike says it best. The biggest mistake when it comes to estate planning is not planning at all.
Jay Sekulow live, coming up at 5:40 today due to the game on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Toyota.
Lady! Can I go to Justin real quick?
That was loud.
I like to irritate you. Justin, good morning. What is on your mind? And nice to have you with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Always a pleasure speaking with you, Joe. My comments about the proposed bike lanes, the addition of them. As an avid cyclist, I think it's a bad idea, and this is due to the idiocy and arrogance of the de Blasio and his administration.
Yeah.
Never ceases to amaze me. As you're probably aware, 27th cyclist was killed. The bike lanes are going to be increased to 250 miles. It's going to cost probably up to close to $1 billion. It's only going to result in more congestion.
I agree.
I think the infrastructure should be concentrated on. New York City ranks 49th in the nation for the poorest roads in the country.
Wow. Justin, first of all, thank you for your kind words. Thanks for calling, and you're right on the money. I walked out. Mike Gallagher, welcome. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning, guys.
So I'm walking out of the street, out of the hotel. I'm out, and then there's a truck. Now, I walk behind the truck, and I come, and I go, something's going to be coming at me. But now, don't forget, it's one way going, left to right, go one way that way. A bike guy comes Justin, you're absolutely right. This is a major problem in the city.
And I always think if one of these bikers hits me, I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
And there are people who aren't. I mean, there are older people who have been killed. It's a major problem. They're going the wrong way. And of course, you're in a city where they're trying to introduce scooters and electric bikes, and a lot of these messengers have electric bikes.
Don't you ride a scooter?
I used to until I almost killed myself.
Yeah,
I did. I had.
But isn't it a little hypocritical to be a former scooter user decrying the use of?
Listen, no, I'm talking. This was a Vespa scooter that's like a vehicle. I mean, I went on a car with a helmet,
license plate.
License plate. Yeah, I'm not talking about a bike going on an electric bike the wrong way.
Remember that fall? You had a bad fall, man.
Oh, 6 weeks after my hip replacement, I fell right on the incision, and my kid said, "Dad, get rid of the doggone thing. You're going to kill yourself."
Justin, you're absolutely right. It's crazy.
I mean, it's scary, but we have to. What do you do? I mean, you got a mayor who yesterday booed vociferously as he's marching down Fifth Avenue.
He got booed again yesterday?
Oh, bad. It was bad. I mean, as he's walking, and, he's got the flag, and he's waving the flag, and he's looking at people. I mean, I know the press the media likes to make a big deal when President Trump gets booed. They were the people who booed him at the Nats game. They were pikers compared to the New Yorkers booing De Blasio.
Can we just that for a second? Because I know, Mike, as you listen now, you're watching now. Mike he's local, and he's a New York guy, and we love him for that. But he's got literally millions of people listening around the country.
Dozens of people all over the country.
When you see the president, when they go to the Nats game, you watch where that video was shot.
Yeah.
And I know you think that. We talked about it. We touched on it. It's a little group of nosebleed guys.
And they're right there.
And so that's what the sound picks
and
up.
The person with the camera
phone.
Or whatever is right in the middle of that. Exactly.
So, but if you go to YouTube and you watch the Nats game and they get introduced, you never heard the boos.
Well,
and then what happened? Like our friend Charlie Kirk put out. It's such a when in Alabama
LSU game. It was a roar. I mean, you could see the whole sea of people sustained ovation.
And they never put it on the news.
The mainstream media barely touched it.
They didn't even put it on there.
I know. Well, get ready. I mean, here we go tomorrow. The public impeachment hearing, it gets underway. We're going to see how this plays out. There's a big debate in Washington right now about whether or not McConnell shuts it down, whether he votes.
I'm sorry you have to keep looking this way. I want a Mike Gallagher studio. No, because you see the camera's there. Mike's being so gracious, addressing me, but you have to turn away from thinking, we'll fix it. We'll fix it.
I love, what do you mean? I'm happy. No, I'm just thrilled to every time I get a couple minutes with you. I mean, yesterday, I was so excited. I hardly see you these days. I'm on the air doing my show, and there you are up on Fox News on the monitor. I took a break so I could hear you. My team said, "What do you mean break now?" I said, "Break now." There's Joe. Joe Piscopo's on TV. And you did a great job.
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to all the veterans.
Oh,
to my dad. To my dad.
Perfect.
And they showed a picture. I was with Ryan McCarthy. How cool is that guy? U.S. Army Rangers Secretary.
What
and
a
I'm
story.
telling you, and that's about the defense. I interrupted you, and I apologize for that.
No, I love what you're doing.
When I met Ryan McCarthy, the Secretary of the Army, you know what? He was so pumped up. He's 45 years young.
I know.
He's pumped up. And I said to myself, this administration is okay, Mike.
Every day, I scope all the shows that are out there. Your show is uplifting, is patriotic. You make everybody feel good, and I love that about your work. I try to be optimistic. You are the perennial optimist, and you just keep spreading this love and joy, and I just love it. It's great inspiration for me because I listen all the way up to 10:05 to kick things off and get ready to rock and roll. So keep it up, and you're off to Italy again. Holy cow! I saw Steve Perillo in the hall.
When are you going? Did you go to Israel?
In about 2 weeks, right day after Thanksgiving.
I heard you have like 13,000 people going.
615. Who's counting? It's Prager and Gallagher with another listener trip to the Holy Land.
Fabulous.
Next time you got to go with us.
Yeah, I would love to go.
It's a magnificent journey.
Yeah,
we do a lot of things that tourists typically can't get to do when they go over there. So just like you guys do.
And then you could come. I wonder if you can sneak away to Italy in Easter, maybe.
Easter.
Thinking about it. Al's going.
Are you really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are really you guys are bonding these days at the football game last weekend. I saw the pictures, and
it's all going to end in 2
Is he
weeks.
following you yet on Twitter?
No, he's not following me.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. There's
Thank you,
that.
Mike.
There's that.
You.
I mean, I follow you,
I
but
know
that's
you
all right.
do.
Okay,
Thank
Joe.
you. I appreciate
All
you.
right. Well, there's that. Okay. Well, I'm just saying. Happy Tuesday. Stay dry. God bless. Watch those bikers.
Mike Gallagher, 10:05.
My work here is done.
Look at the time. Look at that. 10:05, Mike Gallagher. Dr. Younger's going to join us. Kimberly Kravitz in the studio. It's one of those days. What is it, Tuesday today? Who's counting? Morano's here, Gattulo, Piscopo. Don't forget Mike at 10:05 on AM 970, The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
49 degrees at 8:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. That's right. Joe Piscopo still not following me on Twitter, but Mike Gallagher does. Breaking news. That is awesome. Hey, guess what? Homes are being given away for free in Italy, of all places. At least 12 houses are available in the town of Camerata. The mayor is offering the deal to build up the population, but of course, there's a catch. The homes are not in the best shape and need to be fixed up within 3 years. Plus, the new owners must put down a $4,300 deposit that will be returned once the work is done. The town is located in Sicily and looks out to the highest volcano in Europe. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, National League Rookie of the Year. Monday Night Football, Seahawks beat the 49ers in overtime, 27-24. You now know what's going on. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970 The Answer on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. His pastor is asking for prayer for former President Carter, who undergoes surgery this morning at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta. The goal is to relieve pressure on his brain, pressure caused by bleeding that resulted from a couple of falls. Mr. Carter has had a share of health challenges in recent years.
He had skin cancer, which spread to spots in his brain. He was treated for it, and in 2016, 3 years ago, announced he no longer needed radiation. But recently, Carter has fallen at his home in Plains. Back in May, he fell and broke his hip while gearing up to go turkey hunting. Then, last month, he fell again at home and required a few stitches above his brow. But just last week, Carter returned to doing what he loves to do, teaching Sunday school at church.
Correspondent Robin Walensky in Atlanta. Mr. Carter is 95 years old. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says a senior Islamic Jihad commander was plotting more attacks on the Jewish state before he was killed in an Israeli airstrike on his home in Gaza overnight. The BBC's Alan Johnston says the Israelis had been gunning for the terror chief for quite a while.
They certainly saw Abu al-Attah as a figure who was behind a great deal of the attacks recently on Israel. The Israelis would have felt that they were best off trying to neutralize him.
The Supreme Court gearing up for DACA arguments this morning. The Trump administration contends the DACA program, implemented by President Obama without congressional approval, is unconstitutional. DACA shields hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens from deportation. Many of them were brought here as children. The Trump administration doesn't necessarily want to deport them, but argues that the country's laws and process to obtain legal citizenship must be followed. Wall Street Dow futures up 7 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Past results do not guarantee future performance.
Most people in today's economy are taking a roller coaster ride with their investments. With Vantage Point software, you can remove that dynamic from your investment strategy once and for all. Vantage Point has spent the last 3 decades perfecting an artificial intelligence process that you can put to use today to take advantage of market fluctuations and make money no matter which way the market moves. Vantage Point software analyzes massive quantities of data all around the world in seconds, so you get the information you need to make the right decisions to optimize your profits. Vantage Point is making its exclusive market forecast process available to you for free when you text money to 411-411. That's MONEY to 411-411. We'll send you a link to your free market forecast so you take back control of your financial future. Text money to 411-411.
Go to VantagePointSoftware.com for terms, conditions, and privacy policy.
Joe Piscopo here, coming to you from the smart way to buy
.com studios. If you look around these days, everything is getting smarter. Smartphones, smart TVs, even smart refrigerators. Well, now, after 100 years of the same old dumb way of buying cars, there's the smart way to buy a car. Just go to thesmartwaytobuy.com and see how easy they've made it. With really smart things like the Smart Way to Buy's 110% low price guarantee that ensures you are getting the best price for your next used vehicle. Need a car for commuting to work? Do you have a teenager looking for the first car? Well, then you should definitely visit the smartwaytobuy.com. It's your go-to place for the widest selection of used cars in New Jersey. Plus, every vehicle comes with a 5-day, 500-mile exchange policy, so you can't lose. Now that's smart. The Smart Way to Buy, only at thesmartwaytobuy.com. That's thesmartwaytobuy.com. Anything else just wouldn't be smart.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Good morning. Some good news at the inbound Verrazano. That accident on the upper level span has been cleared out of the way. All lanes are now open, but the damage is done. You are backed up to Victory Boulevard. Inbound Gowanus, a very heavy ride moving between the Belt Merge and the Prospect. BQE heading westbound. Looks like we've got something going on in the area of the Manhattan Bridge. Maybe an accident taking out a lane because you are solid from Queens Boulevard on through. Going to need some extra time across the East River at both the Throgs Neck and Whitestone bridges heading into Queens. Very slow there on the span. Outbound George construction on the upper level takes out the right lane till 2:30. That's got you heavy from the Sheridan. Over on the inbound side, going to cost you about 20 minutes upstairs, better lower 15 to 20. Inbound Lincoln will cost you 25 to 30. Inbound Holland running the same, alternate side in effect today. Winter mix this morning. Temperatures steadily drop throughout the afternoon. We bottom out at 35 degrees. And now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning briefing. Here's what you need to know to start your day with your host, former Saturday Night Live superstar Joe Piscopo. Produced by Frank Morano with news guy Al Gottulo and traffic with Debbie Duhame. This is the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970. The Answer.
Veteran.
That's correct. He was.
I don't care about that.
Jimi Hendrix. So he was he in the 101st, the Airborne? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a picture, and I'm going to send it to Frankie Five Boroughs, or better to Cara, and I have a picture of Jimi Hendrix in the service that someone sent me. Somebody, a listener sent to me, and I apologize. I should know that who it is, but I'll send it. But I thought that was very interesting. He was in the Army. Yeah, I believe he was in the Army like that. And I put that picture of my pop out, man, yesterday. Yeah, rest his soul. And hope you had a good Veterans Day yesterday. And we tried to celebrate everything great about the United States military. Just great. And in West Point, Al, that was so much fun being up in West Point.
We had such a good time.
And it was so patriotic. Was there any social media? Can I, not to get into the weeds, but
I saw a tweet from you.
I put it all over my Twitter account, but I'm not like I don't have like hundreds of thousands like everybody.
Yeah, but
else.
you have 10 times more followers than the station does.
Yeah, I guess so.
We were cohesive on Saturday.
This is the thing. This is the thing with it.
We don't need to.
No, this is the thing.
No, it's all right. Mike Gallagher follows me. It's good. I'm very happy about that. Frank Morano follows
me. Honey, don't get upset.
It's all right.
Don't get upset.
I'm not upset.
You get upset. You get upset.
I know.
Because I don't follow you on Twitter.
What you're talking about.
Let me say, 4 hours is all I ask.
You could be fist fighting in
No, because you know what I did? So I tweet something out.
Joe's going to knock me into the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and Pisa's going to fall.
In Italy. Like a bad joke. So it's like it's like we go to the game, we do everything, and I tweet the guy coming down, the parachutist coming down with the American flag. They don't let it touch the ground. It was great, and I put it, Frankie. I was on the field before I went down there. I got it right there, and I tweeted. So now Al tweets the exact same thing. So if it's on my Twitter feed, it's repetitive. So all I ask is,
what am I supposed to tweet?
No, you're right. No,
me parachuting down? I don't understand. We're at the same event.
But if he tweeted something different, wouldn't he have risked the accusation of lack of cohesion?
Right.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
he's kinda
But all I
screwed
ask,
either way.
that's a bit. It's a
Next
bit.
question, Counselor.
No, the 4 hours during the show, I like to stay
Well, you're right about
cohesive
that.
because I don't. If I'm tweeting, I go, "Oh, look, Mike Gallagher is going to join us. Oh, look, Anthony Pope is joining us." Look, and then Al goes, "Beercast, 11 p.m." and he barrels
No,
through.
I don't do that. I don't send out tweets for the Beercast until Wednesdays or Thursdays to tease the show for the Sunday.
I think you get,
and when I send out other stuff earlier in the week, it's for people to listen, and I do it after the show. The tweets are set up to go out after this program.
Okay, all right.
The only tweet that I send out in the morning before the show is the Monday morning, the night after the show airs, to let people know that, hey, by the way, if you missed the show,
You realize how popular you're getting.
No,
you,
I'm
you
not.
realize,
Not at all.
You
Not at
realize.
all.
You realize how people love you.
An hour ago, Al retweeted a contest to win $1,000.
Right. Some guy's giving away money. Why not?
But we're doing the morning show.
But the guy's giving away money. Why not? Maybe I need a little money.
But to Joe's
And,
point, why not just tweet that at 10 o'clock?
Because he's Al.
Because I see it there right then, and I want to retweet it. What am I? It's like
But
I need to go to therapy just to tweet.
But here, Al, forgetting about the
cohesive and Jesus.
Forgetting about the merits of
Listen to who's trying to explain to me not to, do
I know,
things
that's
at
how
some
you
time.
know you're in
This is
trouble.
the guy who stirs the pot daily,
Oh, he does.
hourly.
Yeah,
hourly
you're right.
stirs
You're right.
the
But
pot.
have you ever seen looking out in Frank's eyes? I love when Frank he's gonna say something.
When
I
he's
go,
got
"Whoa."
something that's evil,
And then-
you gotta. I mean, the
the
eyebrows go up.
The management talks to me and says,
say
"Well, what's with
anything
Frank?
evil.
What's he gonna say?" Well, no, he's only kidding. It's just a joke, you know.
I don't say anything.
He
evil.
loves everybody.
No, I'm honest and I'm mischievous, not evil.
Mischievous, good, mischievous.
But
You're right.
But here's the thing, Al. Forgetting about the merits of your right to tweet. Let's put that aside, right?
My right to tweet.
I have a
right to tweet. Yes, that's right.
Joe
Excuse
doesn't.
me, Chief Justice. I have the right to tweet. I'm the Piscopo.
Joe doesn't, ask very much of us, before the show, after the show,
That's
even
true.
during the show.
That's a good point.
Like the one thing he's ever asked
Right.
is to not tweet for 4 hours. He didn't say we don't want you doing a beer cast. He doesn't say we don't want you working for a rival radio station at ESPN. He just he says do whatever you want, except for the 4 hours that we're on the air. Don't tweet. It's
Right,
like what is it to us to just to go along with that?
You're right.
He's trying to get you to Italy now.
No, he is going.
No, you're right.
Because we're all family, and it's if we had a big promotion.
If I go to Italy, can I tweet there? Am I allowed in another country while I'm in your presence?
Not during
Because that
the
could be
show.
a deal breaker.
Not during the
that
show.
Could, so between 1 and 4 in the afternoon in Italy, I'm not allowed to. Okay, that might be a deal breaker.
It's because we don't have like a promotion. We don't. And listen, I'm not complaining because we're making money and it's all good, thank God.
Everything's great.
But we
Everybody's
don't have,
happy.
We don't
Everyone
have
gets along here.
But we don't have a promotion department.
Yeah.
Like we don't have. There's no billboard. There's not a Facebook ad, Al. There's not a Facebook. We can't get anything. We got.
Right.
I don't got a matchbook cover. Remember the matchbook covers they put.
Well, on Twitter, you can't put an ad now. What is it? Political ads, they won't allow them.
Right.
Anymore, so forget
So
it.
no, we have to try to stay cohesive on it, and I don't even know how we're doing it, but we're doing it, and it's just fun stuff. 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. Can we go to Tom? Can we go to Tom and Breezy Perrin? Tom, good morning. Thanks for calling. What are you thinking this morning, my friend?
Good morning, gentlemen. I hope everybody had a great and greater Veterans Day celebrating what they've done for us. I really thank them very much every day from my
Thank you,
heart.
sir. Absolutely.
Number one. Frank, you're a part of this because I think you're special. So, Joe, the other night, AOC, standing in front of her people, wants to start a revolution, getting her hands up, waving her hands up, enthusiastic, and these lunatics jumping up in front of her. Can somebody please, Frankie, tell me who she wants to start a revolution against? She wants to start it against the establishment. That's you, me, that's every corporation, every business that supplies the livelihood, the salaries, the health insurance, the car payments. Every single buddy in this country works for a corporation. When is somebody going to stand up? And, Frankie, this is where you come in. Frankie, I've watched you. You know a few people I know, Eric and a couple of guys from Queens. You're a very well-liked guy. You're a very smart man. Because your age, I'm like behind you. If you ran for anything, I'd be behind you. But I look at you and I say, where do you belong outside of 970 AM? You belong on the forefront for the youth of America, under 40 years old, to get out there, put your hands, palms facing up, and say to America, I'm here to save this country against these Warren, AOC, the Squad, and every other Sanders.
Morano.
Frankie's job.
Morano.
I got Tom from Breezy's endorsement.
These people. And I'm telling you, Frankie, you're wasting your time if you don't step up with your strength and your voice that I hear a lot of powerful people in Rockaway talk about you. And I got to be honest with you. You have a talent that is beyond your age. And I think you need to keep your job so you got finances, but you will get backed by some big people, and you need to fight against these young people that are your age, but smart, because you're one of the smartest guys on radio. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Wow.
You know what? It's so true, and it's nice, but you're going to get into the foray of
Frank
politics?
from Breezy Point Council.
You're going to put about politics, and it's great that you could do it, but you have the platform here. Let me put it this way, because people always say, Joe, you got to run. You got to run. And you see it on Twitter all that. You got to run. And now, and Tom's right, you got everything like a young Joe Borelli, a young Frank Morano. We should be so lucky that you get into the fray. Maybe it's more powerful on the radio.
I tend to think that it's certainly a lot more fun. Politics is a lot of frustration, and just as a practical level, if you look at the offices that I could run for, my city councilman is Joe Borelli, and my assemblyman is Mike Cusick. Not only are both of them doing a great job, but they're two of my closest friends.
I think Tom was hinting that you moved to AOC's district.
Yeah, well, so you don't. First of all, for Congress,
not a bad idea.
But I did like how Tom was
have to move.
advising you run for office, but keep your job so you have finances coming in. Very prudent.
I appreciate that. But, I don't even mind Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as much as I mind some other people. Like, AOC, if anybody votes for her, they know exactly what they're getting. Shame on them if you end up voting for her. There's going to be no surprises. My bigger issue is when a politician masquerades as something else or when you vote for something else and then you have a radically different agenda. To me, the biggest story of the week is this Nikki Haley book. And, I'm no fan of Nikki Haley, but I thought what she said in her book and then reiterated on CBS with Nora O'Donnell this weekend, that General Kelly and Rex Tillerson tried to recruit her as part of this resistance within the Trump administration. And then you add to that what we already know, that Rod Rosenstein, who's another member of the Trump administration, not elected by anybody, actually was conspiring to secretly audio record the president as to get him declared incompetent under the 25th Amendment. And then his defense to that is, we're only joking. And then you have this anonymous who is a real brave guy that not only won't put his name in the New York Times op-ed, but is now writing a whole book about the resistance within the Trump administration. See, my problem is Donald Trump ran on a very specific agenda that the American people happen to vote for. And instead, we didn't get that agenda because all the people within the Trump administration are trying to subvert it. That's my bigger problem. Nobody can say AOC ran as this right-winger, as this conservative, and now we're shocked she's a socialist. She's been very, very clear, very honest.
Good point.
Ultimately, I think it was Tocqueville who said, or a French philosopher, that we all get the government we deserve, right? So ultimately, look in the mirror when you want to know who to blame about the government.
Yeah, it's so true. The only thing is with AOC, she does when she says socialism and she's preaching it. We look to Venezuela. Can you look to Venezuela? You look to all the broken countries, and Venezuela is so recent and so close, and yet they don't even acknowledge that. And not Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders for Bernie to back Ilhan Omar. This is what I don't understand on that. And so, Tom, your point is well taken. You got to get some young blood in there, but the young blood is AOC and. Young conservative blood. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's why I like Joe Borelli making a foray into the way he does, and that's why we put him on the air, because he's making a foray into New York politics like that. Is New York gone? Is New York completely gone forever? I don't know. I mean, Jersey seems to be gone. New York seems to be gone, in California as well. What do you got? Mario. Hey, let me go. Let me grab some calls while I can. 17 after 9, and I'm glad we're catching up because I know you call, and I know we never get there, and I apologize for that. Mario calling in. He's been a listener from day one. Mario, great to hear from you, my friend. What's on your mind?
Joey, I just want to let you know. Yesterday, Peter King announced his retirement.
Yeah.
Because where we are in Long Island, the thing is changing, and he'll never get elected. So I had suggested to him that he run for the Senate. So I don't know what he's going to do. But the imam sent out an email and she lambasted him with vile.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're gone. Good riddance. Joey, we're at the Alamo, Joey. We're at the Alamo.
Yeah.
You're Davy Crockett. I'm, what's his name there? Daniel Boone. We're swinging the rifles because we ran out of ammunition. And if we don't, and you said, what's her name? AOC. You want to start a revolution, lady? Come on, lady. Start a revolution.
Yeah.
Bring you and your friends over to Roslyn.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
You think you're the only one you can threaten like that?
I know.
Don't threaten. You may get what you get.
I know. Mario, thank you, brother. Thanks for listening. Before we break, I got to say, it's true. We're in a culture war with some folks like this. And I hear what you're saying, Mario, and we're doing all that we can, just in a nice way, to be as logical as we can, in defense of the foundation of the United States, because they're trying to take that away. What's up, Frank?
I just do want to mention, just with respect to the Alamo, a lot of people don't know much about that history, and I really want to recommend Brian Kilmeade's new book, Sam Houston and the Alamo Avengers, the Texas Victory.
Yeah, he was on, huh? He was on
Friday.
I missed
him.
He
was great. He said to say hello to you.
Yeah, I missed him. And you went to the book signing. Brian is a great historian.
And you know what? He knows how to throw a party because some of these book parties you go to, it's only beer, wine, and soda, full top shelf open bar.
That's why.
No,
I was. Where the heck was I? The Gold Glove Awards. I say, Brian Kilmeade on the show. Brian's my friend. He's on with Frankie. I knew you. I
booked him before you had taken off.
And
I gave him the option to back out.
And did you say thank you for the top shelf?
Oh, absolutely.
That was his first question. That was a 3-minute introduction leading into Brian thanking him.
He's a great guy. Kilmeade's a great guy. Yeah. Great book. That's a great idea. Is to
Sam
Google.
Houston and the Alamo Rangers.
Okay. Hey, Kimberly's in the house. Yay! Kimberly Kravitz is here. We love her, and she's going to be so much. She's a producer reporter of Jersey Matters. So we'll go to Kimberly live in the studio, and we have Brandy Scott out there at 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, right here on AM 970. The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. Solid ride on the BQE heading westbound over by the Manhattan Bridge. Looks like we've got an accident blocking a lane. You are jammed from Queens Boulevard. Another hit on the Southern State over on the eastbound side between Nassau Road and the Meadowbrook. That's blocking the left lane. 287 westbound. Watch out for a crash by 22 in White Plains. Cross County, another collision on the eastbound side just after the Bronx River Parkway. It's a slow crawl there from the thruway. Over in New Jersey, 80 eastbound by exit 60 in Patterson. Another hit there. Stop and go ride from 23 in Wayne. Inbound at your Hudson River crossings, George will cost you about 25 upstairs, lower level 15 to 20. Inbound Lincoln and Holland, 25 to 30 each. Alternate side in effect today. This report is sponsored by Discover. Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score, and checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Thanks, Brandy. Joe Piscopo, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. You got 5 minutes. I'm going to give you, I'll give you the 9:26. I did the mad Joey generosity right here. First 5 callers, next 5 minutes. If you call 855-621-9949, you get that free multi-point inspection, oil change and filter from where? Route 22 Toyota. All European models are excluded. But if you call 855-621-9949, free multi-point inspection, which is vital to the safety of your car, free oil change and a free filter from our friends, the family at Route 22 Toyota. Alex Kinsella is there. How many times I got to tell you, get 0% APR financing up to 72 months for qualified buyers? I'm telling you, and you don't have to deal with dummies. You go into the largest indoor automobile showroom in the great state of New Jersey. They have brand new showroom, by the way, brand new customer lounge, brand new, this state-of-the-art service center on North Broad Street in Hillside, New Jersey, and then you don't have to deal with dummies. You go in, Carmela was there in Chester. Iggy is the man. Iggy is my friend, Iggy Giuffre. This is a great dealership, and we suggest that you start here with this phone call, because if you're one of the first 5 callers in the next 5 minutes, I know you want to do it. This is the morning to call 855-621-9949. You get a free multi-point inspection, oil change and filter from our friends, the family at Route 22 Toyota. It is right there on Route 22 West in Hillside, New Jersey, or at Route22Toyota.com.
Eric Metaxas explains why religious liberty is so important.
The president is actually talking about this. We've never had to talk about this at that level before. It's never been this bad. I'm telling you, folks, this is coming for you. Once you start unraveling things and start saying, we're going to enforce this set of beliefs and not this set of beliefs, and we're going to force this, we're going to force that, it's fundamentally un-American.
The Eric Metaxas Show. Weeknights on AM 970. The Answer.
God bless us, everyone.
What's the biggest blessing you can imagine this Christmas season? How about having your mortgage or rent paid for in 2020? It's possible when you enter the Christmas Mortgage Miracle Sweepstakes. Enter once a day to increase your opportunities to win. See rules and conditions for details.
To our Merry Christmas. God bless us. God bless us.
Enter the Christmas Mortgage Miracle Sweepstakes. Visit am970theanswer.com. Sponsored by real estate and mortgage consultant Marco Danello. 973-768-0745.
Now, Al,
please.
Parent, this is the deal. If I told you can go to the best jewelry store in the world and get 70% off, what would you say? You go, wow, Joe, where's that Parry & Sons? They've been around 100 years, so Glenn and Maria are going to retire. So they must liquidate everything in the store. How many times have I told you how great Parry & Sons are? You know, Katie and Debbie and Maria and everybody buying the little cross for Charlie. That diamond on that little cross is so great. You could tell, I can't tell. Parry & Sons, no good diamonds. And now you can get 70% off watches and the beautiful stones. As we go into the holidays, you might want to think just to visit. You go to Franklin Avenue, Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Go to Parry & Sons and talk to Glenn and Maria. Thank them, first of all, for being in New Jersey for almost 100 years. Not them individually. It was started with the dad and now the family. Now they're going to step away. They're going to retire and liquidate everything. So you get up to 70% off of watches, designer jewelry, the diamonds, the great diamonds at Parry & Sons. This is the week you can buy jewelry and watches of your dreams up to 70% off. Nothing is being held back at Parry & Sons. It's their going out of business sale going on now. Parry & Sons right there on Franklin Avenue in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
Due to the game, Kevin McCullough Radio at 4:40 today on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Hudson Honda.
You know, when we started the show, I said to Frankie Five Barrows earlier, I just want positive energy when we go on the show. It's a good thing in the morning. And so Frankie brought in Kimberly Kravitz, says she works at Jersey Matters. She's a Jersey girl. You've seen her on the New Jersey News Network, and she's great, and she's so pleasant. Positive energy, Jersey girl in the house. Kimberly Kravitz, welcome. You are just a joy to see. How are you, kid?
It's so funny that you say positive. Let's talk about the morning. Let's talk about the morning. So Jersey Joe, I love New Jersey, right? We all love New Jersey.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you, the one problem with New Jersey is the commute here. I'm telling you, have you ever actually hit a red light directly before the Holland Tunnel? I've never seen it before in my life until this morning. So that's where we're at, but I still will remain positive. We're here, and I'm having a blast.
Why can't they can't get it together at the Holland, at the tunnels? They can't. I understand there's a lot of people there, but they one light after the next light.
Yes.
And then they stop you right before you go in.
There was a plus, though, to it. So you had the red light before the Holland. That means there's no cars in the Holland. So we were okay there.
Oh, thank you. So you drove in?
Yes, I had Frankie
you.
Kravitz here somewhere in the building. He drove me in, which was, he's world-class dad. But
did your dad drive you in? This is great.
Well, he's trying to keep up with Frankie Five Boroughs because he's going to end up in Staten Island at some point today for work. So, but yeah, it was a pleasure, and I'm so glad that I'm here. Last time I missed out on my cousin Frank, so this was terrific. So thanks for inviting me back in.
Hey, Kim, so what's happening with the New Jersey News Network?
So I was so excited to come back and give you an update.
Thank you.
So I think it was about over a month ago we were here, and we were just kind of starting out our soft launch. So New Jersey News Network is up and running. I would say we're still in beta mode, but we have a bunch of reporters. We're out every day. We have our news in by a certain time. There's hard deadlines. Now it's starting to really feel like we're getting there, and we've all worked so hard. As you know, Lee Letty and Larry Menti.
Yeah.
Bob McGowan.
Good guys.
It's been
all
great.
Good guys, yeah.
And the best part is that I feel like we're at a time like with the election just happening, and we've got the American Dream Mall. I mean, all these things that are just starting. And we're able to cover it. So it's really exciting. And, of course, we can't leave out Jersey Matters, too. That's always our weekend show.
So this is not just so if people are listening, there used to be NJN. And I know NJN. I remember they were down in Florida, they were out in Trenton. They had this beautiful $50 million facility.
Yes.
That's like just laying there, and that's not.
Yes, and they're completely separate from us. They are, so they have been out, and unfortunately, they are right by the State House, so that would have been fantastic, but that would be for our advantage, right? I mean, now we will be able to cover from Cape May to Sussex a statewide newscast. So that's important for our underserved
people in
Jersey.
Exactly, 9 million people in Jersey.
Yes, And as we were just doing a sizzle reel yesterday that Larry put together with our news director, Howard Dorsey, and they started out, it was hysterical, with a desert. So they're showing a desert, and at the peak, it's just chafing off. And it's showing SNJ, Fios 1 News, all of these New Jersey stations that, poof, they're gone. So with all of these things, it's looking like New Jersey's a desert. So that's where we come in.
So you come in. So NJN's not there anymore, pretty much?
They've been out.
Yeah. Isn't
yeah.
that something? That you ever see that facility in Trenton?
I remember we spoke last time.
State of the art.
Yes, and I believe, like I said, I think there was a deal with Christie at the time, because that's about how long it's been that we've seen it missing. But that's not for me to say.
Kimberly
But New
Kravitz.
Jersey News Network all the way.
Hey, and now tell us about this little boy that that tragically passed away from brain cancer.
Thank you for asking. So they're actually in the township of Howell, and because it's a small town, but they've made such a huge impact. So a few years ago, the young boy's name was Jake Honig, was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, and it was terrible. So he had brain cancer, and it escalated, and I had the pleasure of meeting him and the parents. So he was in remission, and he came on the show because the smallest bit of cannabis made a world of the difference for this little boy, because they would be able to see that little boy with quality of life. To have a young boy that's sick and dying and in pain, that was the tragedy. So unfortunately, at the age of 7, he did pass away. But Governor Murphy did legalize medical marijuana for all, and also up the it was now from 2 ounces to 3 ounces, I believe. So it's just making everyone more comfortable. And they named it it's Jake Honig, the compassionate use law.
Yeah.
So that was a really heartfelt story.
You got involved with the family.
Yes, I went to their home, and it was warm and cozy for the holidays, but you still feel that black cloud, and it's just their foundation is Be Like Jake.
Yeah. Good for you, girl. Those are the stories that
and
count.
Good for them for making such an impact.
Yeah.
So this young boy's legacy will live on.
Yeah, God bless you. The Dream Mall. Tell me about the Dream Mall. People are like,
Yes.
I'm Mr. Jersey. I'm going, what happened? This looks great, by the way.
It does, and it looks better than the last 10 years where
Oh, my
it was
God.
nothing, right?
You know, let me just start politically, because you know this. It was Chris Christie that really got that thing going. I mean, believe me, I'll criticize, and the Governor Christie will criticize me. I got that. But you got to give credit where it's due.
Absolutely.
He kind of kicked it into gear, did he not?
I believe he did.
Yeah.
And, it's been sitting there for so long collecting dust.
Yes.
And it's honestly kind of like a mockery, everyone drives up and down the turnpike, and it's that big old eyesore while you're sitting in traffic.
That was the best.
And you know what else is great? Speaking of the Meadowlands, and now there's going to be a home for the New Jersey Hall of Fame. That's where they're housing it.
Steve Edwards is going to be happy. My boy Steve Edwards, man.
Yes.
It's going to be there, correct?
Yes, so now it's a mobile, it's on a van. So now they'll be moving it permanently. It will have a home at the American Dream Mall. Right. So let's see, there's the ski slope, which they're hiring 300 people, just so you know. 300 people they're looking to hire.
My biggest issue with the mall is the parking.
That's
it's
it.
Like
they're calling it
$40-something to park. Just to go.
Nightmare.
But the governor stepped. Your friend Phil Murphy.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Your friend. Did Phil Murphy is stepping up and saying you got to drop?
Joe is a good guy.
He's a good guy. Joe's a good. He said that.
Joe is a good guy.
Yes.
Not my
but
friend.
didn't he say he's going to?
Now I worry anytime Murphy comes up.
He's going to pull back the prices. The governor's on parking,
and that is because no one will send their kid there for a ride and pay $30 just for an hour or two.
Yeah.
And people are coming from all over the state. It's not like people just coming one exit off of the turnpike. They're coming from very far.
The two biggest issues to me of the mall is, one, is the parking, but also, two, public transportation to the mall. There's only a bus line that goes there now. They're trying to get a light rail, but there's no train.
The ferry, too, is working.
Yeah, but again, I think if you extend the Secaucus line and you somehow figure out a way to get the train over there, that would make it easier for people from New York City.
I have a feeling they're going to do that. Point. The beauty of it is that it's positive in that you have Nickelodeon there. Yes. Nickelodeon's how did that happen? Who pulled that off? That's brilliant.
And I
SpongeBob is there?
Yes.
That's what you got to tell me.
I think that was a last minute thing. To be honest, I do. I think it was a last-minute thing. I've heard about the ski slope for a long time. I know Neiman's and Saks, all of the retailers, by the way, they're not even remotely close to opening yet. That's taking a little while longer.
Is that going to happen? Is that going to happen? The Neiman's, because it's tough. Malls are not doing
from the
well.
outside. If you ask me, it's starting to really look like a Neiman's.
Yeah.
When you drive past, that's one thing I could kind of make out. But I do think it's overall positive for New Jersey. I hate to see wasted land, and it was just being ignored. But there's so many towns surrounding that area that are blighted, and they could use that retail.
Rutherford and Clifton and
Newark
and Hackensack.
exactly. So they could have used it.
But the issue with the ski slope was when the original plan of that whole mall was Cabela's was supposed to be the anchor tenant to the store. It was their first time they were coming into the New York City area. They pulled out. They had to leave it there. You know what it would have cost to take that thing down? It would have been
You know what,
millions.
Kimberly, to that point, who came up with it? Because it was a great save with that thing, with this Dream Mall. It was a great save to bring Nickelodeon. I mean, it was great. We're never that cohesive. We're talking about cohesive. We're never cohesive like that in New Jersey.
No, I agree with that. But and to that point, that's why they weren't able to bring the retail to these blighted neighborhoods, because Newark wouldn't be able to hold a Nickelodeon Studios and a theme park, water park. They wouldn't be able to do it. But a piece of land that's been sitting there for years, that's the opportunity.
So tell us about yourself, kid. Everything good? Is your dad driving around aimlessly now?
I hope he found parking.
You can't find parking around here.
We laughed the whole way, I have to say. We have so much fun.
I
was
love
so
the relationship you have with your father.
But my whole family, Mom is definitely watching. I should give her a shout out. She's so happy. And I should say,
Mom.
yes, and so also congratulations to Rachel on her new job.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to
on her behalf.
Yes, I'm so proud of her. Proud cousin.
Me too.
Rachel's writing for the New York Post, apparently.
That's right.
And what
in 2 weeks.
In
she's
what
leaving,
arena, Frankie?
Newsday. I think she's going to do all sorts of stories.
Can you bribe her to write good things about us?
No, she's conflicted out, unfortunately.
How was Italy?
It was the best.
I heard Steve on the radio with you this morning.
We're going back.
You are, of course.
We're going back. Al, the dates, please. You got Frankie.
Easter,
just gave you,
Easter, Good Friday.
Perfect.
It's April 9th.
April 9th to the 18th. Actually, going to be reading about that coming up.
9th to the 18th. We're going back to Italy. Kimberly, you and your dad, your mom should go. You should go with us.
Oh, my goodness. That would be terrific.
It is. So
I've only been to Florence, Rome, and Venice. We did 10 days.
That's pretty good.
Yes, and there's only so much you could do in the 10 days, but it's a sight to see. I can't wait to go back.
Sorry, now where can we find you on Jersey Matters?
So Jersey Matters every Saturday evening at 5, every Sunday morning at 11. And then we're also on New Jersey News Network, so our website is njnn.tv. Joe is laughing. There's so many channels.
You're
so then there's at
so Jersey,
NJNN TV, and of course my Instagram is at Kimberly Kravitz.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
My love to your parents. Kid.
Absolutely. So
Great.
good to see
And
you.
people see Jersey Matters on MeTV locally,
Yes,
right?
it's a MeTV affiliate. We're also out of Philadelphia as well, but that's our morning show is on at 5 and 6 in the morning. Jersey Matters airs there.
Great stuff. Kimberly Kravitz right there.
Thank you so
Google.
much for having
Kimberly,
me.
we love you. Send a love to your family, too.
I
Keep up the great work.
will.
Jersey
Thank
girl.
you.
Jersey girl. Big Alcatula, Jersey guys via Staten Island right now with the headline news on AM 970. The Answer.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
42 degrees at 9:36. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Construction now underway on a $17 million expansion of the National Purple Heart Hall of Honor in Orange County, New York. Governor Cuomo made the announcement Monday, adding the expansion will include over 4,000 square feet of new and refurbished exhibit space. The facility opened in 2006. It's the first facility in the nation dedicated to the estimated 1.8 million recipients of the Purple Heart, which is awarded to American military personnel who have been wounded or killed by enemy action. The hall will be closed during construction starting on November 15th. It's expected to reopen by November of next year. Those who hate eating vegetables may be able to blame their genes. Scientists say there could be a genetic reason instead of just being a picky eater. They revealed a new study at an annual meeting of the American Heart Association. Seems some people are sensitive to the bitter taste found in such vegetables as broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. A new study finds this makes them almost 3 times as likely to eat fewer veggies than those without the bitter gene. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, he's the National League Rookie of the Year. He earned the honor after setting a Major League rookie record with 53 home runs this past season, topping the mark set by Yankee Aaron Judge back in 2017. He is the 6th Met to win the award. Monday Night Football, it was the Seahawks giving the 49ers their first loss of the year. They beat them in overtime 27-24. We've got college hoops tonight on The Answer. St. John's takes on New Hampshire, pregame at 6:40. Tip-off at 7 right here on AM 970 The Answer. Stuck in traffic? Brandy Scott's got the answer.
Just as things were starting to get better inbound at the Verrazano, now we've got a new issue. Lower level span stall takes out the left lane. You are backed up to 440. The inbound Gowanus That keeps you on the brakes all the way through to the BQE. BQE heading westbound, that is not moving much at all. You've got heavy slowdowns starting before Queens Boulevard. They continue through to the Brooklyn Bridge. You're going to need some extra time getting across the East River at the Williamsburg Bridge. Pack there heading Manhattan bound. Also very heavy right now on the Cross Bronx westbound, moving between the Bruckner through to underneath the apartments at the George. We've got some road work on the upper level span, taking out the right lane. That's not going to wrap up till about 2:30. Over on the inbound side, though, you've got a great ride on both decks. Inbound Lincoln will cost you about 15 minutes. Inbound Holland 20 to 25. Alternate side is in effect today. Cloudy skies this morning with that wintry mix headed our way. Temperatures will drop throughout the afternoon. We bottom out at 35 degrees. And now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Sponsored by AP Book. For more than a year, the whole of Vermont was captivated by the hunt for a runaway golden retriever. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
Hey, Joe, on the radio, it's 9:38. You know, there's so many reasons to be a grateful nation, and in large part, we have our military and our veterans to thank for our liberties and our freedom. You know that. National Wreaths Across America Day is Saturday, December 14th. You could join in the mission to remember our fallen heroes, honor those who serve and their families, and teach younger generations the value of freedom for only $15. A $15 donation to Wreaths Across America sponsors a fresh, handmade balsam fir wreath from Maine with a single red bow. The Veterans Wreath have become a gift of America's respect. What started with America's most hallowed ground at Arlington National Cemetery has grown to ceremonies to close to 1,700 over participating locations across the country and overseas, including Long Island National Cemetery and Calverton National Cemetery right on Long Island. To sponsor a Veterans Wreath today and show your appreciation, please, you can go to wreathsacrossamerica.org. I love this. Please go to wreathsacrossamerica.org. Joe Piscopo with a special MyPillow alert for radio listeners. Go to MyPillow.com. Radio listener specials. Mike Lindell's newest book, MyPillow Towels, at 30% off at MyPillow.com or call 800-651-0798. Order now. Use the promo code AM970. Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. Let me tell you about the Atlantis yacht. If you're looking to wow your corporate guests, clients, or employees, plan an unforgettable event aboard the Atlantis. Beautiful skyline views, a gourmet food and bar menu, first-class entertainment. What's not to love? Your guests are going to be so impressed. I'm telling you from personal experience. It's a top-notch experience. The Atlantis is the yacht we take out every single year for our big client cruise event. Go ahead and start planning your standout event today. Whether it's a corporate event, wedding, engagement party, retirement party, an anniversary celebration, impress your guests with a first-class experience aboard the Atlantis. Why wait? Call New York Cruises to schedule a private viewing of the Atlantis. 212-633-1231. 212-633-1231. Mention AM 970 The Answer for a free menu upgrade. 212-633-1231 or visit NewYorkCruises.com.
Don't miss all the excitement of Seton Hall Pirates basketball Thursday night as the Hall hosts the Michigan State Spartans at Prudential Center. This is Dave Pompkin. Join me along with Gary Cohen for all the action. Pre-game at 8:30, opening tip at 8:45 Thursday night on the Pirates flagship AM 970 The Answer.
Joe on the radio. Okay, here it is. Are you ready? I've teamed up with my friend Steve Perillo to create an intimate offer for my AM 970 friends to visit the wonders of Italy on a unique Perillo tour with yours truly. Spend Good Friday and Easter Sunday in Roma. Come on, Easter in Rome. Are you kidding me? Good Friday in Rome. This is it. You know, if you can't get enough of the folks here of Piscopo in the morning 5 days a week on the radio, then call 800-431-1515 and say, I need my Joe Piscopo 24/7, and tell them you want to spend Easter Sunday in Italy with Joey. It's as easy as that. You know, seriously, we've been talking about it. The last tour was so successful, and thanks to you, with great humility, I say that, and we sold out in a matter of hours. And there were a lot of folks that just were not able to go because we sold out and we hit the limit. This is your chance to go. And we took everything that we learned from this past tour and we changed it. We said, okay, let's just park in one spot. We're going to be in Tuscany and we're going to stay there for a while and then do offshoot trips. Bless you, Frankie. We're going to go offshoot trips to Rome, Assisi, Florence,
We'll be in the complete Tuscany countryside. Pisa, Siena. If you haven't seen Siena, it's one of the most glorious, glorious cities. And Cinque Terre, I have not seen that. That's just to mention a few. And when you go with Steve, too, and you go with Perillo Tours, with the guides, I can't say enough about it. It was just so perfect. They are the epitome when it comes to going to Italy. It's Perillo Tours. This is your chance. And they are celebrating, by the way, their 75th year in business. Our last trip sold out in record time, so don't wait. Call today. Prepare to be spoiled the Perillo Piscopo way. 800-431-1515. 800-431-1515. Just say, I want to fly away to Italy with Joey, baby. Or visit PerilloTours.com.
Jay Sekulow comes your way at 5:40 today on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios.
Hey, Joe Piscopo on the radio. It's 9:43. So I found this great book. It's through a mutual friend. It's a long story, but the book is called The Autoimmune Brain. And the byline here is a 5-step plan. Stay with me on this, please. A 5-step plan for treating chronic pain, depression, anxiety, fatigue, and attention disorders. And it's from David Younger, who's a neurologist. And I know Dr. Younger. We've been at events together. He wrote I got the call yesterday from a friend, Joe. Dr. Younger's doing a book signing at Barnes & Noble. That's where I was in the Upper West Side last night. So many people came out. This is so fascinating. It's how the brain works and how he has saved so many people who didn't know what was wrong with them. So Dr. Younger is calling in now. Dr. Younger, thanks for calling into the show. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Joe. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
It was so great last night. You were great last night. In front of that audience, you explained everything and what you do. First of all, tell us what you do and what you have done as a neurologist and how it affects everyday people and all the people that you help, Dr. Younger.
Well, you know, what I try to do is be an intermediary between people's physical and emotional suffering and the struggles they have with what I would say is the existential dread and exhaustion of not knowing what's wrong with them, not being believed, not finding relief, and trying to help them find an answer within their nervous system for the cause of their complaints.
Look, tell us about that. Was so great. You know what we did at this, guys? I'm talking to Frank and Al here, and you listening and watching. We had a girl named Lucy came up and told us what she went through. Doc, I got to say, Doc, that was so moving. She didn't know what she had. She was on pretty much addicted to opioid. Walk us through Lucy's story, if you would, sir.
Well, Lucy was a young 30s person who was exercising extensively. She was experiencing, the best things in life up until a time when she developed pain, and pain became her nemesis. Imagine that, a new mother with a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old, unable to breastfeed, in pain, losing her health and her mental integrity. In short, she developed OCD, depression, loss of self-esteem. All of her negative thoughts and actions led her to a variety of doctors, hospitalizations. She was offered opioids. She was offered no good direction for recovery. So imagine a new mother or analogously a college student or a young adult who loses their health and integrity and then is on a downward spiral. No one's believing her. No one's offering her the path forward.
So she didn't know what she had. She just had, and then you found out what it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was Lyme, correct?
Exactly. What we did is we did an extensive evaluation. She came right from the hospital to my office, and we led her down the simple track of being able to examine her nervous system in very great detail. It only took about 2 hours. We did a lot of extensive tests in the office. We found out that she had a painful peripheral neuropathy. We found out that she had an autonomic disturbance, so she couldn't feel the changes in her vital signs. Her anxiety was a manifestation of her heart rate out of control.
Wow.
And then we found out that, in fact, her neuropsychiatric illness, her depression, OCD, were due to brain changes themselves.
Wow. So how do you treat something like that? I mean, do you have to give, because she got a lot of drugs, so you had to pull her off of all those drugs, correct?
You know, this is the task of someone who can patiently listen to the story of how she arrived at her present situation. What we did is we sort of turned back the film on her to the very start, when she was first bitten by a tick, when she first experienced what everyone else missed, which was the trigger of her disease. And so that had been glossed over time. And what we did is we started her on antibiotics, doxycycline, 200 milligrams a day.
Wow.
And then we followed that with an admission to the hospital, where someone looked at her psychodynamics, offered her psychotherapy, offered her an antidepressant, gave her comfort and support, and then we initiated immune modulatory therapy with intravenous immune globulin, which she took monthly for about 9 months. And to this day, she's now normal.
Well, God bless you for that. We're talking to Dr. Younger, Dr. David Younger. The name of the book is right here, The Autoimmune Brain, and it is fascinating. I'm not. Look, I'll full transparency. Like I said at this gathering that we had yesterday, which was great for your book signing, sir. I'm a hypochondriac. They told me I had cancer in 1981. I worry about everything. I really do. You know, it's why. So I was so immersed in what you wrote, Dr. Younger, Dr. David Younger. I'm holding up the book. It's called The Autoimmune Brain. And before we let you go, Doctor, we appreciate you jumping on the air with us, because this is fascinating. What are some of the things we can do right now to recognize, prevent, and treat problems that arise from autoimmune disease?
Well, in my book, you'll find the 5 steps, which is the name of the book. The first one is to test for the most likely autoimmune process that's affecting your brain health. That's the T. The A is applying immune modulatory IG therapy under a physician's care to address both the immune response and the changes to brain health. The P for TAPES is participate in the most effective behavioral and therapeutic options to reduce stress and fatigue, anxiety, depression, and memory loss. 4 is the E, eating and exercise, both very important to restore your brain health, alleviate pain, enhance the immune system. And the S, survey your home and environment for chemical exposures, remove mold, heavy metals, and any other potential allergens that can stand in the way of a full recovery.
This is great stuff. Dr. Younger, I tell you, this is a landmark publication. It's called The Autoimmune Brain, and our mutual friend, Mr. Mira, said, you got to talk to Dr. Younger about this, because it is vital, and I knew our folks who listen will be so interested in this. Thanks. I'll see you soon, Dr. Younger. God bless. Congratulations on the great book, and let's talk again soon. Anytime, you're welcome on the show, sir.
Thanks, Joe. I look forward to coming on the show.
Thank you, David. David Younger, right there. He's a neurologist. The Autoimmune Brain is the name of the book. Hey, Piscopo in the morning, and let's go to Brandy on the roads. It's 10 minutes before 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Good morning, guys. Starting off in New Jersey, rough ride on the Garden State Parkway heading southbound into Woodcliff Lake. We've got a car that overturned over by exit 171. It is a slow crawl from exit 172. 4 on the eastbound side. Accident in the left lane by Bell Ave and Teaneck. You're solid there from the Riverside Square Mall. Still going to cost you a lot of extra time heading inbound at the Verrazano. We've got a stalled vehicle taking out a lane on the lower level span. Heavy slowdown start from Slauson Ave, the inbound Gowanus. That keeps you jammed all the way through to the BQE. Might even have a collision there as well over by 57th Street. Going to cost you about 10 minutes getting across the East River at the Midtown Tunnel. Cross Bronx backed up all the way to the Bruckner. We've got road work on the upper level span. That's taking out the right lane till about 2:30. Over on the inbound side, you're in great shape on both decks. Inbound Lincoln will cost you about 15 to 20. Inbound Holland running about the same. Alternate side in effect today. Now you know how not to go. I'm Brandy Scott on the Joe Piscopo Show on AM 970, The Answer.
Larry Elder is getting tired of the misinformation.
Washington Nationals won the World Series, and Trump invited the team to the White House. Several team members said they weren't going to go. One in particular, whose name is Sean Doolittle. And the reason he said he's not going is because Trump mocked a handicapped person. Quote, sigh. Do we have to do this again?
The Larry Elder Show. Weeknights at 7 on AM 970. The Answer.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
back in like January, February, I'd like get home, make myself something to eat, blah, blah, blah. My girlfriend works nights. By like 8:30, 8 o'clock, I'd be in bed. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, if this is what the rest of life is like, I'm doomed. Today is day 14 of me taking Balance of Nature, and my energy level's through the roof. It took me like 5 years of hearing it on talk radio to actually try it. The difference is night and day.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code THEANSWER.
Here's Mark Jaffe with today's Greater New York Chamber Minute.
We have Frank Morano here to talk about the Gold Shield. Frank, why is the station so excited about the Gold Shield program?
The Gold Shield is giving businesses an opportunity to help put an end to veteran suicide and support other veterans' causes.
We do need to put an end to veteran suicide. Too many veterans are dying, and they've served our country well. So the Gold Shield program, how is that going to help put an end to veteran suicide?
Customers are going to know when they see the Gold Shield in a business's window that that's a business that cares about stopping veteran suicide. As far as the business goes, they choose whatever amount they want to give to a cause that stops veteran suicide. For more information, just go to thegoldshield.us.
We're very strong on supporting all veterans' causes, and I want to personally invite you, because Gold Shield's sponsoring on November 13th, the Rear Admiral of the Mid-Atlantic region, Charles Rock, to speak in our business center. And Gold Shield will be there.
And remember, it's thegoldshield.us.
For more details, visit chamber.nyc or call 212-CHAMBER. Here's your AM 970 weather answer forecast.
Cloudy today with occasional rain into early afternoon. As it turns windy and much colder today, the rain could end as wet snow in places. Temperature will fall into and through the 40s into the upper 30s. Clearing, windy, much colder tonight. Low near the record of 22, set at 1873. It'll feel like it's near zero at times later tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow, breezy and very cold, high just 34. Thursday, clouds, breaks of sun, not so cold, high 44. AM 970, The Answer.
I love my pillow towels. You hear Mike Gallagher talk about my pillow towels. I'm telling you, you have to try the pet towels. They're great. I'm a single guy. I go home. I don't have towels. I really don't. I just grab something at Walmart or something. I have got the best towels, and they're the My Pillow towels, made in the USA with a 100% USA cotton. And I actually have, and this is the first time I've ever had this, a 6-piece set of bath, hand, and washcloths in a variety of colors. How about that? Excuse me. I got the gray because I'm exciting. I got the gray. So go to mypillow.com, please. Click on the radio listener specials, and you'll have everything that I have. You'll get the MyPillow mattress topper, got it. Bed sheets, Giza bed, got it. Great. And so much more. Now you can get the MyPillow towels, but you have to use the promo code AM970, and you can pre-order Mike's book, What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO. You'll get $10 off with promo code AM970. And free shipping on your entire order. Will you please go to mypillow.com and just check it out? You can call, too, by the way, 800-651-0798, 800-651-0798. You get some spectacular specials if you click on the radio listener special. Mike appreciates what you have done for MyPillow, the whole company. He doesn't forget about that. Go to radio listener specials at mypillow.com, promo code AM970.
Mike Gallagher is next on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Route 22 Honda.
Jersey Joe on the radio on AM 970, The Answer. Hi, thanks for watching on YouTube and on Facebook. And I apologize. We get into a frenzy here on the show, and I don't stay on Twitter. I don't stay on Facebook.
Cohesive?
I'll get to it now. I'm not cohesive this morning at all.
All right.
Thank you, Cara, for staying on it. Mert, thank you. George, thank you.
Thanks for staying cohesive.
And Matt, thank you. Thank you for staying on. Joey cohesive. Not so much this morning, but I will get there after the show. And we thank everybody. I tell you what, though, this David Younger book is a landmark publication. I think
is the scribble on there on purpose?
Yeah, he did that
right.
because you're so confused.
Right.
This girl that I met last night, this girl, Lucy, his patient. Al.
Sorry. Just asking.
He's like a little gossip. She's a patient.
He said, this girl that I met last night. What do you think is the next sentence that's going to be out of his mouth?
He thought I'd say,
Thank you.
so I heard you're not feeling well. I got a good doctor for you. No, that
Whip
wasn't
out the
it.
book.
That wasn't it.
Look,
Hey, I can get that book signed for you if you want.
I know a guy.
So you got an autoimmune disease, huh?
Yeah, what a pickup line that is. Oh, hey now. All right.
No, Al, stop.
Wow.
This poor gal went through. They didn't know what she had. They over-medicate her. They give her opioids. She's hooked on opioids. She's got 2 kids. She's a mom. She's a young 30-something. And then she goes to Dr. Younger. He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Pulls her off of everything. It was a tick bite. It was Lyme disease. It's also it just builds this whole autoimmunity in you. You know, if you have that kind of disease, she was a wreck. He cleaned it all out, fixed her completely right up.
Wow.
So it's an interesting read because especially if you feel tired, you don't know what it is. It's probably something. It doesn't do with something happened in your brain. God forbid, it could be Lyme disease. It could be something else. The autoimmune brain. That was very, very interesting. Frankie, thanks for your hard work today on this great show.
Thank you, Joe.
We appreciate it. No, it was great. And thank you for watching it. I'm sorry if we get silly. There's so much stuff out there. Don't watch it. Let's boycott the news. Listen to the Piscopo show, right? We'll deal straight with you. We're on a good track. It's a great country. You're a great person. Al, I love you. I love you, Frankie. Debbie, we miss you. Thanks for watching. And do me a big favor. Please go out and make it the absolute best day ever. You know why? Because you deserve it.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
42 degrees at 9:59. I'm Al Gattulo with local news first. Here's what's going on. Expect extensive delays on the Brooklyn-bound side of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. A rush hour crash involving an SUV has closed 2 lanes on the upper level. Major traffic backups on the Staten Island Expressway. As a result, many MTA buses en route to Manhattan are delayed. The tri-state getting ready for an Arctic blast, bringing with it bitter cold temperatures and the chance of some snow. City sanitation crews moving more than 300 tons of salt and sand to trucks to prepare for the storm as roadways start to ice up. Meantime, forecasters say the tri-state should brace for possible record low temperatures tomorrow night, lows in the 20s, even lower when you factor in the wind chills. In sports, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso, National League Rookie of the Year. Monday Night Football, Seahawks beat the 49ers in overtime, 27-24. You now know what's going on. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Al Gattulo, AM 970, The Answer.
From the studios of AM 970, The Answer, on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
News this hour from townhall.com.